So many great movies. Wow.
Hello and welcome to a Blockbuster Year 1985. We're back and we're ready to party. Tonight,
Happy New Year.
Jay and I are joined with Jonathan Giesbrecht from Paper and Light. Tonight we are talking about Return of the Living Dead. Do you want to party? Let's pop in the tape.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This is the one show where we'll say it.
Yes. Welcome to the show, Jonathan. Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Quickly say, if people don't know, I've been talking about it the last couple of episodes because I reached out to you, Jonathan, because you run a YouTube channel called Paper and Light, which is all about movie posters. And I only recently discovered your channel and absolutely devoured your videos. Turns out you're local to me. You live in Vancouver, British Columbia. And I became such a fan of your content. And I just reached out to you and said, hey, I love your show. I love your videos. Would you come and do the show? And you said, sure, that sounds great. So thank you for being here. I'm excited to talk to you about Return of the Living Dead tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And it's.
Oh, did we lose him? That's it.
Yep. All right, thanks for being here, Jonathan.
So far on YouTube, talking about. Am I coming in and am I coming in and out?
Yeah, a little bit.
But you know what? Maybe we'll take this opportunity. First of all, Jonathan, thank you for being here. But Brandon, I know that you and I have something going on personally in our lives right now that we might not have even done this show, except that we did have it on the books with Jonathan and with the audience. So we wanted to be here tonight. But otherwise, we probably would have canceled. Do you want to mention why?
Yeah, so we lost a good friend right before Christmas. He is a staple of the YouTube community. I feel lucky enough to have been able to call him a friend for this past year. But Adam the Woo passed away on December 22nd, and it's been really tough. It's been a tough couple of weeks. I know, Jay, and you and I were talking on the phone today, and the only reason you and I are friends, Jay, is because Adam introduced us that Goonies 40th anniversary weekend. So
way before I met you, he was already telling me how awesome you and your dad were, and saying that I had to meet you and that we would totally hit it off. And then and apparently saying something similar to you. And then one time we knew that you were having your dinner with Adam at the, I'd been hanging out with him already that weekend, and we knew when your dinner was. So myself, and I think it was Let's Run Some Red Lights, or one of our other friends, came and crashed your dinner. And then I feel like, exactly. Adam had those fish tacos every day for a week. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like from that moment on, we've, kind of been brothers from other mothers, and that's where this show came from, and that's where this friendship came from, as well as many others. And I guess this wouldn't exist, this little thing we're doing here tonight, if it weren't for Adam the Woo, our friend.
Exactly.
So, you said it well. It goes in waves. I'm dealing with still, residual grief from before, and this is very familiar. And I just I miss our friend. I wish I could text him right now. We used to text back and forth a lot, and I wish I could just fire off a message.
Exactly. Jay and I are talking, trying to figure out maybe to do some sort of special episode next week. Jay and I are actually going to be together in Florida next week, sort of honoring Adam, and so we're since we're going to be together, we're going to try to do something. Just sort of to talk about how important he was to us and to everybody who was lucky enough to be a subscriber, a fan, a friend, And he was just a lovely, lovely man, wonderful guy, such a huge film nerd.
Yes. One of the biggest film fans there are.
Oh my God. The conversations about movies. I mean, two of his favorite movies are Back to the Future and Dawn of the Dead. In his corridor of goons in his house, those are the two posters he had up there, all with a bunch of cast signatures on them. So
yeah,
his love for film and pop culture ran deep, and I loved him for it. So
and so the idea is next week in a group, we'll probably try to do some version of this just together, Brandon and me, and you know, maybe other people will chime in, maybe they won't. I'd love to hear stories if anybody wants to chime in. We have our own that we can tell, but that's the one. I hate to call it a positive, but that's one thing I have been enjoying, is seeing all these like testimonials online of people whose lives were touched by a guy that they never met on the internet.
Exactly.
And I think that's just beautiful. He touched ours in person, but I mean, you know, a lot of people had never met the man.
So we just wanted to sort of acknowledge that it happened over the course of our break, but we will talk about it a lot more next week.
And love to everyone who, you know, we've got a lot of mutual friends also who are just, they've been dealing with this for a couple weeks and they're just hurting right now. So you know who you are, but Brendan and I are thinking about you a lot. A lot.
Yeah, exactly. We love you all, and thank you, Adam the Woo. Switching gears, kind of not the best segue, but Return of the Living Dead. Now, when I had put the list out to you, Jonathan, this is the one you came back with, kind of, you know, more pretty quickly. So I gather you've seen it before, and I gather you're a fan.
Oh yeah, definitely seen it many, many times. I think this is more or less an annual watch for me. I like to do seasonal movie viewing where every September and October I like to pack in the kind of horror titles, and then you know, usually take a break for November, December. Oh yeah, It's fun. It just feels right. So I had watched it, I think, back in September, but I wanted to, you know, brush up for this, so I watched it a couple of days ago, and it did feel strange. It's like, oh, it's January and I'm watching this horror title. This is interesting.
It's out of season for you.
I could get used to this, but this, you know, it feels like sort of an out of season fruit that I'm enjoying that isn't normally what I would eat in January. But it was fun, and I came to this pretty late. I think, when did it come out on Blu-ray? Was it 2010 or 2011, something like that?
I think it was 2012. Because
2012. Okay,
you're right. We'll talk about it, but for a long time it was only available on DVD, and before that it was like, since 1986 to essentially 2003, there was only a VHS version of it, and then there was this one like MGM DVD, and then now there's the Shout Factory Blu-ray, which I believe is 2012, and now there's new 4K versions of it. Arrow Video, I believe, has put one out. I think Shout has done, or Scream has done their own 4K release.
But that's what I've got, is the 4K. So this is Shout Factory. So,
and that's relatively new, right?
I think it's only 2022 is when the 4K came out, so pretty recent. But I came to it late, and I remember the first time I watched it, you know, with certain films you kind of just have this sense of, oh, this is a cult movie. People love this movie. And the first time I watched it, I was like, that was great. I really enjoyed that. And then gradually over time, I was like, man, I can't wait to watch that one again. Like that. I've got to get into that one again.
Little Return of the Living Dead, little brainworm. You know,
exactly. So
nice.
So it's since then, I think I've watched it almost every year for sure. It's been like, you know, I always get into Dawn of the Dead and this one, and I'll watch some of the old Universal horror films, and it's just so it's a weird word to use, but it's really cozy in a weird way. these particular horror titles. So big fan of this one for sure.
I get the cozy horror.
Brandon, you'll be proud to know that I paid $14.99 for this film today on Apple TV. Full pop.
Whoa. Price.
Usually I'm a bargain shopper, Jonathan. I buy things on Apple TV when it's $4.99. So $14.99 was one of those, like, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. It is what it is. I'll watch it again.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to Jay.
So are you not?
I was just going to say, Jay, had you seen Return of the Living Dead before?
I didn't. I thought I had not. And then when it started playing, there were moments, vignettes of, I think I watched it with a friend back in the drinking days because it was one of their favorites. But I'm sure that we drank and laughed through all of it. So, like, I didn't really intently watch it like today. Today we got a double viewing. I'm in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware again. If this looks like a familiar setting, I'm on my way south, back down the coast. And I'm at my aunt's place. So she actually watched, first of all, some of her friends watched the show. Thank you to my Aunt Barb's friends in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, who watched this podcast.
Nice. Right on.
But they were mentioning it, whatever, it doesn't matter. But we were talking about it at dinner last night with a bunch of ladies, and Barb decided she volunteered to watch it with me today. So it was definitely her first time. Wow. And I do have a rating for her as well, just for fun.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I want Aunt Barb's star rating. Okay,
of
wonderful.
I did for you.
Oh, that's amazing.
How old is Aunt Barb?
Aunt Barb is she'd be in her 70s now, probably around 70, 71.
Wow.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for Aunt Barb's take. I want all of Aunt Barb's
first time viewing of
I mean, you see, I'm smiling, right? And we watched it. We finished it 20 minutes before this podcast. She's in bed now.
Oh yeah, fresh. Okay, right on.
Well, I think similarly to you, Jonathan, I did come to it a little bit later. It was one of those movies that I always knew about it, and actually, growing up, my dad would always say the line, "Send more cops," when talking about zombie movies.
We laughed so hard.
But I honestly, I should have asked him, but I don't even know if he really knew exactly what zombie movie that line was from. He just would bring up, "Send more cops." And I remember,
was it whenever there was a zombie reference, or like what would make him say that in response?
Just like it would just come up frequently enough in my childhood that it like stuck with me, that there was some zombie movie where a zombie says, "Send more cops," and I just was like, it doesn't compute. And so it wasn't until years later in my like mid to late teens, let's say, when I was like really into movies, that I discovered Return of the Living Dead as this punk rock zombie movie, made by the guy who wrote Alien, and that I sort of was like, oh, I gotta see this movie. Came around and I got to see the "Send More Cops," and it just all sort of clicked. That was,
this must have been such a moment. Me with the MGM logo. Sorry, what about the on each other there? My apologies.
What about the MGM logo, Jay?
This movie had me at the MGM logo in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
I was not expecting this to be a wide studio release picture.
Well, what's interesting is, so did yours have an Orion Pictures logo or just MGM?
I don't remember. I'll check it on my phone right now.
Because if yours has an MGM, then it's a 2003 version of the movie, which means you might have a different soundtrack to the movie.
Oh, the soundtrack was awesome. We both commented on it. We loved it. The whole thing felt like Rocky Horror Picture Show to us.
But
because of all the musical montages.
For the MGM release of the film, they actually couldn't get rights to all of the songs that were originally in the theatrical version.
Oh, wow.
So, no kidding. I didn't know that.
So it's not until the later. So these our Blu-rays, Jonathan, are 4Ks.
Studio MGM.
They have
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
And
your
mine's a little
soundtrack.
different than yours. It's weird.
Did
Mine
you
has
did
like
you
an
flip?
alternate cover.
Did you flip your cover?
Oh.
I always
Oh,
flip
maybe.
my covers.
I did. I flipped them. Okay. I'm gonna match you
Yeah.
here. Hang on.
That is my See,
Oh.
our copies open up with the Orion Pictures logo.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I love the Orion Pictures opening.
Oh,
That's
agreed.
But the
that
thing
spinning
is,
O. That's one of my favorite.
Agree.
So Orion Pictures went bankrupt, after making RoboCop, Weird Al's UHF, like so many, the company ended up going bankrupt. So I bet you that one of the things is Return of the Living Dead got sold to MGM. Even now that I'm realizing, my old UHF DVD is an MGM DVD. So
I see. Just this release was MGM, so the movie was originally put out through Orion. I got you. I got you. That makes a lot more sense.
So even
we were like
still,
the Wizard of Oz and this.
Yeah. So even still to this day, our Jonathan and our versions are actually not even fully complete to the theatrical release. There is still one song that does not appear in these new Blu-ray releases, and it's a song by The Damned. I can't remember the title of it right now, but it's in the sequence when we first see the punkers driving in Suicide's car, and they're cruising past like the LA River. That song changes. Oh, you have the soundtrack there.
Yeah. Deadbeat Dance.
Deadbeat Dance. Yes, thank you.
There.
Yes.
Yeah. Soundtrack album here.
Yeah.
You say Suicide, but all I see is Demon from Nightmare from frickin' Friday 5.
No, that's right. Spider.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Spider. You're right.
That's Spider. Suicide is the guy in the leather, but ironically, Jay. Yes, ironically, he is in a Friday the 13th movie. He is in Friday 5. Yes, he is in Friday 5. He plays.
So he's one of the guys from the. Yes,
he's the guy with the axe who ends up killing that kid, who then
which is the reason we have Friday 5.
Yes.
Holy Vic. His name was Vic in that. Vic in Friday 5.
Inexplicable, such an inexplicable plot in that one.
Oh, I know.
I liked it.
We covered it.
I like part 5 as well, but it's just such a doesn't he kill the kid who's eating a candy bar or something like that?
Yeah, that's right.
One of those
that's the actor.
Who is the guy who's pretending to be Jason's son? Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Venturini is the actor we're referring to. He
Can
plays
we also
Suicide.
address then that Tommy Jarvis from part 6 is in this film too?
Yes. So Tom Matthews, who plays Freddy, our lead character, the one of the first 2 characters were introduced in this film. He goes on to play Tommy Jarvis in I think one of the best. Yeah, one of the best Friday the 13th movies.
Oh yeah, 100%. 6 is amazing. I love part 6 for sure.
Totally.
The thing with 6 for me is it has jokes in it. Like there's gags. I think it's kind of a funny movie at the same time, but it all works.
I think it's the first Friday that got campy. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, it was the 3rd one. I think it was part 6. And then it became like a fun teenage movie.
Yeah.
When he spears that woman in the puddle and her I think it's her American Express card that floats up.
Yes.
It's
I know there's jokes.
This is a little different.
Yeah, for we covered Friday 5 and Nightmare on Elm Street 2. We did a Freddy versus Jason episode because in 1985 we got those 2 franchise films. And I challenged myself over the course of a week to watch every single Friday movie and every single Nightmare movie. It was a marathon. I did not get to the reboot.
Bro, that's amazing.
It was. I think it was 19 movies. Yeah, 19 movies, and because I also watched the documentary about. I'm blanking on his name now. Yeah, Never Sleep Again.
Oh,
the actor,
no, about Mark Patton, Scream Queens.
Mark Patton, thank you. Yes, Scream Queen. Yes, yes. So that was
highly recommend.
And
I haven't seen that one.
I'm a
I mean,
big
if we're
fan
going
of
down
the. Oh yeah, I think
sorry,
we're
Brandon, go ahead.
we're in a bit of a loop here, or a little talkover loop here. But I was just going to say,
turn my volume up a little bit. Sorry.
I'm a big fan of the Friday franchise, but I hadn't seen all of the Nightmare movies, and that was it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. It was weird to say, but it was a lot of fun.
Nice, right on. One thing I wanted to just point out, I have this DVD as well. I bought this like recently after the fact. I think I saw it at a thrift store or something, but
yeah,
this is one of those DVDs, like for the kids at home that are watching, you had to flip these over.
Yeah.
Right? Like these are double-sided DVDs.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. That was a bonus. If you had a double-sided DVD, that was a trick. That was a trick thing.
Yeah, so one side is widescreen and one side is full screen or standard, whatever they call it.
And then if you look, yeah, exactly. It says it on the rim.
You're right. No, you're right. Yeah, widescreen on one side, standard
on the other.
I had it in my memory. There was some DVD that I had.
Laserdisc.
That I had to flip. Well, yeah, Laserdiscs are like 4 discs sometimes, or 2 that you had to flip each one. Yeah, for sure. So not that I had those as a
this is a rare DVD, so I don't know if you're gonna give it away at some point, but yeah.
It's okay, that's good to know.
Because
I think I just got mine at a thrift store.
Because it's a different version than the releases that are out now. There is a UK release, Second Sight, I believe is who put it out. I don't know if it's out of print or how expensive it is, but I think that's the only version that actually has both audio tracks selectable to play on the release itself. You can play the original theatrical version or the 2003 MGM version.
And it's only the licensed music that's different.
It's only the licensed music, with the exception of Tarman's voice is the only other change that has been made through releases. The original theatrical version and the VHS release of Return of the Living Dead, Tarman has a higher voice when he says "more brains," and then subsequent home video releases, his voice has been lowered and is like kind of like more brains, like maybe a darker, evil kind of. And it's just I don't know why they did it.
The higher voice?
No, I think you have the lower voice. I think we all have the lower voice. I think it's only the theatrical and the VHS.
I can't imagine there was a voice higher than ours, because it didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Described, I felt like I was watching it today.
Yeah, I don't know specifically what versions have the high Tarman voice and the low Tarman voice, but I do know that it was altered throughout the different releases.
So wild. Since we're doing a horror cast, though, we should probably talk about Clue, because he's like the dad from Nightmare 2.
Yes, exactly. Yep. I have that in my notes. So we did cover him. He was Jesse's dad in Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Playing basically the same character.
Yeah, more or less. I don't really. So Clue.
God damn it! I know what's best.
Clue Gulager plays Bert. He's the boss of Uneeda Medical Supply, where Frank and Freddy work. And I don't really know him from anything else but this, and subsequently Nightmare 2. But he was one of those actors that has like tons of television credits. Doing an episode on all of the most popular TV shows of the 70s and 80s. Chips, Hawaii Five-O, Barnaby Jones, Knight Rider.
The moment he shows up, it's instant credibility for me, because he just brings some gravitas to it. He's going all in. You just know he's going to bring it.
Yeah. The only other thing that I not that I recognized him in, but he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He plays the proprietor of the bookstore that Margot Robbie goes and buys a book from. You know, it's like one scene in the movie.
No way.
But I didn't recognize him when I saw the movie. It wasn't until I was, you know, looking through everybody in Return of the Living Dead that I made that.
I want to watch that Once Upon a Time again, though. I'm going to look for that now. That's crazy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
he's a perfect actor to put in that movie.
Yeah,
if he's
exactly.
Still alive. That's so, you know, Quentin.
Yeah. But before we get too deep into the actors in the film, I really want to talk about our writer and director of Return of the Living Dead, Dan O'Bannon.
I didn't even notice.
As far as I'm concerned, kind of legendary in what he brought to late 70s film. I mean, the guy wrote Alien, the original 1979 Ridley Scott Alien. That's his screenplay. All of
this makes so much sense. My aunt and I were both taken with how, forgive my terms here, but like how good of a movie this was. That it seemed very well aware of the subject matter it was kind of making fun of, which you need to be in order to do it well.
Well, and like it's not even like really making fun of it. It's just
but you know what I mean. It's knowledgeable. It knows what it's doing.
I mean, before we get into
it, one of my favorite the whole time.
Exactly. One of my favorite things about this movie is that it exists in a universe where George Romero's Night of the Living Dead is based on a true story.
Those guys got it wrong, damn it.
It's a movie in their universe. Like, that's the kind of meta, you know, writing that I think is fun.
It's a very high concept.
Dan O'Bannon also, I pulled it here. He worked with John Carpenter on John Carpenter's first film, Dark Star, which is more or less a student film. They were both
I've never actually seen that.
Members of the, I believe, USC in California Film School. And this is a space alien movie where the alien that terrorizes the crew is a painted beach ball. And it's like,
that's the box made me interested. Your description, not so much.
But it's because it's what they could afford, right? That's the only reason it's a painted beach ball.
What was the name of that? The Prisoner with, do you remember the old 60s TV show, The Prisoner? Did you ever see that?
No. No.
Yeah. So it was like a floating beach ball thing that they were all afraid of too. That could kill everybody by looking at
it. Like the orb thing or whatever that was.
The big floating orb thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Patrick McGowan.
You use what you can when you're a film student, but this is a super fun movie, and it has like the Dan O'Bannon feel to it, and it's like you can draw a straight line from this to Alien in terms of the spaceship, the terrorizing of an otherworldly entity, and the crew. This one is just a little bit funnier, but it's still great, and I highly recommend it. He also wrote the film Blue Thunder, the helicopter movie, and the TV show. That's a Dan O'Bannon joint. What else?
I mean, it was no Airwolf, but still.
Yes. And a film we are going to cover on the show, which I've never seen, but it's Tobe Hooper's Life Force was written by
and I've never seen
Dan O'Bannon as well.
You guys have not seen Life Force? Oh,
I have
man.
I have not seen Life Force. Yeah, really.
But I like that he does all these high concept movies. He's like he's a thinker, a thinking writer.
Yes. He also is the screen. I actually didn't know this, but he wrote the screenplay for Total Recall, the Schwarzenegger movie. That was something
That's another one high concept.
I never clocked that it was a Dan O'Bannon script. Now,
I don't know that I've ever actually seen that all the way through. Is that the one where the girl has 3 boobs?
yes, that is Total Recall.
So, but I can only think of Paul because they draw the comic and that's the running joke throughout the whole thing.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Total Recall. Got it.
So, Return of the Living Dead comes from the brain of a guy named John Russo. John Russo is an important figure because John Russo is the co-writer, along with George A. Romero, of the original Night of the Living Dead.
So they're very aware of the subject matter.
They wrote the Night of the Living Dead together, and subsequently they sort of parted ways amicably. John Russo just sort of said, you know what, I'll be better doing my own projects. And they kind of made a friendly deal that George Romero could continue to make projects under the Dead moniker, right? Ends up being Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Whereas John Russo has permission to use the Living Dead moniker. So
hilarious.
What he ends up doing is he writes a book. What did I write down here? 1976, I believe, was when he wrote. 79. 1979. I got a picture of the cover here.
Ooh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, 1979. John Russo wrote this Return of the Living Dead book. Now, this book has absolutely nothing in connection to the film except for the title. This story is very similar to Night of the Living Dead. It takes place in Pittsburgh. There is a farmhouse. Ghouls come out of the ground and they terrorize people in the farmhouse. Like it's very, very similar.
Interesting.
John Russo, along with Russell Steiner. Now, people may not know the name Russell Steiner, but they definitely know him if you've seen Night of the Living Dead, because Russell Steiner is the actor who plays, what's his name? Johnny, from the very beginning. They're coming to get you, Barbara, is Russell Steiner. So him and another guy named Rudy Ricci, who is another actor who played a ghoul in the original Night of the Living Dead, they wrote a screenplay based off John Russo's book. They tried to shop it around for a little bit. It ended up being purchased by a producer named Tom Fox. And it kind of went nowhere. John Russo was going to direct this movie. But, people weren't really super into the screenplay. John Russo ended up getting, speaking of Life Force, Tobe Hooper on board. So Tobe Hooper, obviously Life Force that we were talking about, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Poltergeist only a few years earlier in 1982. John Russo was able to get Tobe Hooper on board to make the Return of the Living Dead movie. Now, Tobe Hooper, because he was friends with Dan O'Bannon, who Dan O'Bannon wrote Life Force, connection there, gave the script to Dan O'Bannon and said, hey, you want to maybe polish this thing up? I found this, actually, before I get too far. This was an original sort of little teaser image that they put out because they were Tobe Hooper was going to direct, Dan O'Bannon was writing the script, and they were going to make Return of the Living Dead in 3D. Kind of along the lines of, Friday the 13th 3D, Amityville Horror 3D. These movies were trying out to bring back the 3D experience from the 50s. So Dan O'Bannon looks at this script and goes, this is trash. None of this is usable. And he writes his own version of the movie, completely an original, not inspired by the novel whatsoever, other than the name. So now there's this Dan O'Bannon script that Toby Hooper is potentially going to direct. Orion Pictures, like we were talking about, gets involved. Another production company, Hemdale, they're excited because it's the next Toby Hooper film. It's, you know, it's a kind of meta sequel to Night of the Living Dead. Zombies are big. George Romero is making his own zombie movie this year, 1985, with Day of the Dead. But what happens is they can't get the money together fast enough, and Toby Hooper leaves to go and direct Life Force with that Dan O'Bannon script. And then just through, I don't know, somebody's idea was, well, let's let Dan O'Bannon direct this as his first film. You know, he's been in the industry long enough. He writes incredible screenplays. Let's let him direct this. So they buy out John Russo. And that's why the film is still called Return of the Living Dead, because they wanted that sort of credibility and connection. But the film that we know and we love today has nothing to do with that original 1979 Return of the Living Dead novel.
Doesn't that make 1,000% though? Like, that just makes so much sense to me, everything you just said.
I mean,
it doesn't feel tonally, it couldn't be more removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And one of the things that, you know, like what Dan O'Bannon brought to the zombie genre is like totemic stuff. Return of the Living Dead is the first film where zombies pine after brains. It's the first film where the zombies say brains. It's the first time live brains is what some of them say, which I always think is like, man, it's a bit, it's extra, but I love it. I love that they're like, they are stating what they need. Live brains.
My aunt and I laughed through this whole thing. We had a great time watching this movie. We acknowledge that, like, okay, this is not going to win an Oscar, but like, we had a great time. It was so fun.
You know,
we called some of the stuff ahead of time. Some stuff we were like waiting for something to happen, then it would, you know. Every time Linnea Quigley lost her clothes in the beginning, it was like, oh, there we go again. Like, you know.
There is a 2-hour making of, or I guess retrospectives on the Shout Factory Blu-ray, and at one point, one of the producers says exactly what you said, Jay. They're like, "Yeah, we know we're not going to win any Oscars, but come on, like, it's we knew what we were doing. It's a fun ride, essentially."
I said, "What do you think so far?" She got up to make some food or something. I said, "What do you think so far?" She goes, "Obviously, as long as they know, like, as long as this isn't by accident, like they're hitting the comedy beats and everything, it seems to be on purpose and it pays off." Absolutely. And I was like, "Oh, they're definitely doing it on purpose. This is like, there's really good comedic writing and timing in this movie." So that's both writer and editor and director.
Yeah.
Which I guess
and actors, frankly. You know, the fact that,
but there were so many people in this movie that we've seen act in this, you know, this same year in other movies and stuff. So like, they already have my appreciation and my support. Like, I know they're good. It's more on the lines of like, where are they going to go with this? What's going on? How are they getting these beats so well? They're hitting the beats. They're really seriously, like, I was very impressed with this movie. I really liked it a lot.
Well, I mean, it has incredible pacing. Yeah, it has really good pacing.
And then the Pathmark guy. The Pathmark guy is looking worse and worse every 5 minutes. The from Poltergeist. I forget his real name. Frank. Frank.
Yeah, James Karen plays Frank. Yeah.
James Karen, exactly. You know, he's looking worse and worse before they even address that he's not feeling well.
Yes.
I just thought it was really clever, really funny. The effects were hilarious. Sorry, I could go on and on. I'm gushing.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
You know, I don't typically. I don't buy into these, Brandon. Sorry, Jonathan. Go ahead.
No, I think one of the funniest scenes that struck me was just that weird moment where the mortician is trimming off his pants after he had gotten grabbed by that yellow arm.
Yeah,
I wrote it here.
He's
comedic genius.
Incredible. Like, he's just cutting these, and everyone's around him, and those two guys are looking worse and worse, and they're like, and Clue Gulliger is just like, all right, buddy boy, like, what are we doing here? And he's cutting, and he's like, all right, let's go solve your problem. It's just such a great scene. I was like, man.
Yeah.
You know how the Family Guy will sometimes milk something a little bit too long? Like whatever the bit happens to be. This was that, but I thought it was the perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing
it sort of
nothing
slowed the audience
overstays its
down. Like,
welcome.
all right, we're going to do this with you.
Yeah.
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 I totally agree with what you guys are saying. I think there is a lot of charisma from these performers that I think it's an example of like finding a lot of the right people that can do and understand the tone of the film, especially when it comes to Tom Matthews, who plays Freddy, and James Karen, who plays Frank. The two characters that we meet right up top, the guys that work at the Uneeda Medical Supply, the guys that go down to check out these military tanks that were left here 14 years ago, and ultimately, break the seal and set our story into motion. Thus,
you don't have to worry about these.
Yes, exactly. These are military made
by the U.S. government.
Blows open. Yeah. Those two guys, they're so good in this movie because I like them when they are their human characters, and I like them later when they're going through their sort of undead process, right?
Couldn't agree more.
There's
you're right about the charisma. Even in those roles, there's some sort of there's that they have that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the comedic timing, I'm going to say again, the beats on like every time he'd run out of the room to go throw up behind something, there was just the timing was impeccable.
Yeah. Yeah. They really bring it to when the gas escapes and their boss comes to try to help them, and they're dealing with that yellow zombie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The yellow man just wailing the whole, just like, oh my god, what do we do? Like, it's and it's funny and also believable. Like, they're sort of playing it straight, but it's done in such a way that it is pretty funny. And I think it's really important that they have Clue Gulliger to kind of play off of, because he's literally be like, be strong, keep it together now. Oh gosh, like, keep it together, boys. Like, I think if he was also freaking out, it wouldn't be that funny. But he
also keeps it moving along so quickly too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they say
so
something
good.
that's totally implausible and unbelievable, but he's like, "Yeah, you think so? Okay."
Yes.
Well, you're sure that guy's dead, right? Like, yes, we're sure. Like, okay, let's go kill him.
He's also the guy that's like, he's like, open up the door, right? Like, he's like, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've known Ernie for 25 years. Like, let's get over to the mortuary, right?
We love that part.
And he's just he's just down to deal with the situation. He's like, all right, we got to do something here. Okay, well, let's deal with the situation.
Yeah, he's kind of our hero,
so good.
right? He's our hero.
Oh, absolutely.
Point. Yeah,
absolutely agree. Also, Jonathan does a pretty good Clue Gulliger impression.
It's like,
was pretty
it's
good.
Like 50-50. It's like lazy Southern gentleman, I guess, sort of.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I could listen to that guy all day. Like, when he goes into the mortuary and the guy pulls a gun on him, he's like, oh, pretty quick on the draw there.
Yeah.
It's just like, so good. Oh, so good.
And you know that not all that stuff was written, right? That's just him going through, like, he had to be enveloping and they're just sort of living it out.
Yeah.
Well,
here's 100%, I'm sure. Yeah.
Here's an interesting thing that I learned. All of the actors, except for Clue, got 2 weeks of rehearsal. Like warehouse space with sets taped out on the floor, marked out.
Wow.
Dan O'Bannon, full rehearsal with the cast. they use the example of they were sitting in chairs like they were in the car, in Suicide's car, driving, doing that scene. The only actor who didn't get to partake in that was Clue, and that's just because he was cast so late. He was basically cast more or less, I think, like the day or two before they went into production.
Wow.
No kidding.
Crazy.
One of
you
the
never know.
that
He's one of
works
the
for him.
strongest characters for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of reacting to it all.
Yeah.
He's kind of reacting to it all.
Yep.
It's almost, I don't know, I could see that maybe being a little bit of a plus in his category, where it's just like he's reacting to this stuff as a straight man, as opposed to being super familiar with.
You're
I don't
right.
know, but yeah, could be.
He also famously did not get along with Dan O'Bannon at all.
Right.
They people talk about it sort of anecdotally, but they got into like fisticuffs with each other.
Really? Whoa.
Yes.
Is Clue still alive?
No kidding.
You know, I don't actually know.
Because I was hoping he wasn't, because I wasn't there. That's a terrible thing to say. I didn't mean it like that. I'm awful.
No, it looks like he passed away in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah,
weren't there some stories on Nightmare 2 where similar stories? And then, am I making it up? Was there something about drinking, or did I make that up?
You know, now that you say that, I think that there was. Yeah, I don't remember about the drinking, but I think that he was maybe a little bit difficult to work with. But to be fair, Dan O'Bannon is also difficult to work with.
Right.
He was difficult to work with on Alien. He was difficult to work with on Return of the Living Dead. He's a very prickly man. He's a very opinionated man. And I think that he maybe was I mean, this is just hyperbole, but when you listen to certain actresses talk, even in the retrospective, he was a bit of a weirdo. The actress who plays Beverly Randolph, she plays Tina, Freddie's girlfriend. She tells a story about having to go to his house to read lines, and there's a gun on the table, and he was watching like weird pornographic imagery on the TV. Like I
can't tell you how many times that's happened to me.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So the way she just sort of like just blazingly went over it, I was like, whoa, that's weird. And also, I mean, go ahead, Jonathan.
Step one, you have to go to the guy's house to read lines, and you're, what is she, like 19 in this movie?
Exactly.
And
Maybe.
So that's strike one.
Yeah.
Strike two, you walk in and he's not at the door, I guess, and she's just strolling in, and he's got, oh man. That's like a nightmare situation. I can't believe she was even in the movie after that. That's crazy.
I mean, she says nothing happened, but it's just like that sort of attitude to like have all of that and have somebody come over, reading parts for your movie. But the other thing that he did to her, which does seem like really unsafe and mean, is Tina is the one who discovers Tarman in the basement. It was in the intro. She runs up those stairs and set up earlier in the film, James Cairn says, watch out for that third step. It's a bitch. She falls through that step. Well, they actually didn't tell her that it was a breakaway step. And so she ran up the stairs full throttle and crashed through the stairs and bruised her leg. And in fact, she says that when you watch the movie, they didn't even use the footage of her falling through the stairs. That is a stunt performer. But when you watch the cut to Tina's face on the ground trying to get up, she's getting up slowly, not because she's acting, because she's actually in pain. So it's these stories that come out that you're like, oh man, like, he may have made an incredible movie, but I just think there was certain people he did not treat as an equal or as kindly. And so many stories I've heard about how abrasive and prickly he's been throughout his career.
Right.
I definitely don't know, how what kind of person he is, but it sounds, some of the things you're mentioning sound very much like rookie mistakes for a first-time director. You get that sort of, I'm commanding all of this, I can do whatever.
Yeah.
But then I mean, that's how helicopters crash in the Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Serious things can occur. Not just a bruised leg. I mean, she could have killed herself too, falling down the stairs wrong if hitting her head or something. Yeah, that's you never know how to feel about that. I'm glad the actress only had a bruised leg. Thank goodness that's all it was. But yeah, it sounds like a rookie mistake to me.
There's a little bit of
in his head. It went great. We're going to get an authentic reaction.
She's reaction.
So scared.
Right.
Well, and to that point, they did that in a correct way. They hid Tarman from Tina before the unveil of him coming out of the shadows. That's exactly what you use that for, right?
Yeah. And as long as you have somebody off screen to catch her if she falls or something, you're fine.
Yes, exactly. That's a genuine reaction.
Only psychological abuse.
Exactly. Or it's like in the Goonies, they kept the kids away from the pirate ship set, and then brought them in and then got them to turn around. And even though they ruined that take, because I think it's like Josh Brolin or something says like, "Holy fuck!"
They all snuck in the night before.
Yes. No.
Oh, you're right. He does. He goes.
They swear.
I remember that.
Brolin, he swears on the first take, so they couldn't use it. But it's that kind of stuff. To get a little bit of insight on Dan O'Bannon, there is this documentary which I love. This is called Jodorowsky's Dune, and now this is a full documentary about what was supposed to be the original adaptation of Dune by Alejandro Jodorowsky, very avant-garde filmmaker. The Holy Mountain, El Topo, wonderful, like weird, surrealist films. But he had developed this whole process, or this whole idea of what his Dune version was going to be. And he assembled people like Dan O'Bannon and H.R. Giger, Mobius, a very famous comic artist and graphic designer. All of these people he assembled for this Dune version that he was going to make. And then when it fell apart, all of those people moved on to Ridley Scott's Alien movie, which obviously, as we mentioned, was written by Dan O'Bannon. So I cannot recommend this documentary enough. If someone has any sort of casual interest in lost projects or Dune or science fiction in general, this is one of my favorite documentaries, Jodorowsky's Dune.
Really, really good. Didn't he want it to be like 6 hours or something like that?
Crazy. Yeah, and he cast Salvador Dali in a film that was like, I think it was maybe like 1 or 2 scenes or something, and Salvador Dali demanded to be paid like $6 million to be officially the highest paid actor of all time or something. Like, lots of weird, fun stories, but Dan O'Bannon is all throughout this documentary.
Yeah.
Who should we talk about next? Miguel Nunez Jr. We mentioned earlier, plays Spider. We saw him as Demon in Friday the 13th, Part 5. He was the older brother.
Those damn enchiladas.
Yes, those damn enchiladas. He died in that porta potty.
He was Dudley's older brother, right? Or Reggie in the movie. Dudley
Reggie,
from Different Strokes.
Yeah.
He was Dudley on Different Strokes. I'm an old guy.
Oh, what was he? Oh,
yeah. He was Arnold's best friend, Dudley, on Different Strokes.
Yeah.
No kidding. Wow. Nice.
Remember they go to the bike shop and get molested by the bike shop owner in the back room?
I remember
on a very
the
special episode of
maybe.
Yeah, I remember.
I think I was. Yeah, that's just in the haze of like early 80s, because that show started in the 70s, right? Or no, that was just an 80s show.
I mean, it might have been 79, like Dukes of Hazzard, like and carried to the early 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to talk about Linnea Quigley. That's someone.
Mm-hmm.
There's Arnold and Dudley.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little Reggie.
Okay.
Little Reggie.
Honestly,
Wow.
probably one of the best parts of Friday 5, in my opinion. That kid rules.
Oh,
Yeah.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Although I don't know.
Yeah.
I hated part 5 growing up, and then this latest watch, I'm like, oh man, I feel like I got a new Friday again because I used to sort of skip that one. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't really Jason. I don't need to start this over again.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole episode. But I agree with you. Like, I don't know. It's definitely. I think it was my lowest rated. One of my lowest rated Friday films. It just doesn't feel as fun or as exciting
No, it's
to
much
me.
more tragic. Yeah.
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 They're not,
it feels
they're
like
not,
sad.
these teenagers didn't do anything to like hurt Jason. They weren't, farting around by the camp. They like got their own problems, and he's going
exactly. They have their own problems, and they're at a facility, and they're trying to better themselves.
Fermented. Yes, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, majorly.
Yeah. Linnea Quigley. She plays Trash. She has probably the most famous sequence in this film. I think it's one of the things that people definitely remember.
What is it?
Well, Trash dances naked in a graveyard. Did
she gets full naked.
Don't remember that,
I'm with my aunt who's a lesbian, and she gets it, and she's like, "Wow!" And
for 1985, it's wild. It's a lot.
I don't seeing any of those movies with full frontal like that. I feel like there was always something covering in the Friday the 13th. I feel like.
Well, here's the thing: there is something covering. Linnea Quigley. They did so. She does her graveyard dance. I love the line of dialogue that's like, Trash is taking her clothes off again. Like someone, like she's always doing this. She's always getting naked.
I like when somebody says, "Come on, get the lights," and Trash is
yeah. Everyone has.
Can we get some light over here?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So they were doing the first couple of takes in it, and one of the producers was on set and was like, whoa, you can't show pubic hair. So they made her go and shave her pubic hair. Then she comes back to set and they're doing it again, and they're like, whoa, now we can see everything, all of the genitalia. They're like, we can't show that in this film. So
who didn't see that coming?
Oh my God, I don't know. It was 85. I guess they had never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So they made her. She had to go to the effects workshop, and they had to make an alginate mold of her crotch, basically to give her a bikini bottom that is glued on over her genitalia. So, she is technically covered from the waist down, like a Barbie doll, right? Like all smooth down there. And you can actually as the Blu-rays and the 4Ks come out, you can see the prosthetic piece now. So she's not technically fully nude, but it's very much just a wild sequence to just show up in this movie. And then the poor girl is naked for majority of the rest of the film. All the rain sequences, cold, wet rain for, probably 16, 14-hour days on this indie film.
Night shoots.
Night shoots. Oh my God, all the mud and the water. Oh boy, But,
was she married to Tom Savini at this point? Because I feel like she knew what she was into getting that role, right?
I actually didn't know she was married to Tom Savini. I didn't.
Did I just
know
make
that
that
either?
Up? Did I just make that up? I always
don't
thought
know.
they were married.
I mean, it's possible. I might
have made that up. I'm gonna see.
I'm Googling it too.
I saw the.
I don't know. Maybe you did make that up.
They're
Nothing
both
popped
iconic
up right
figures in
away.
the horror genre. Yeah, I must
Yeah.
have. That's weird. That's a weird
I
thing.
mean,
to
they're
do.
both. They're super iconic. Yeah.
Have either of you guys ever heard of this?
No.
See that?
No.
So Linnea Quigley has a very famous horror workout tape. I don't own it. There has been some Blu-ray re-releases that have come out over the years. You can
Wow.
find actual copies of this. But so this is the
holding
cover
a
here.
chainsaw?
She's holding a chainsaw, and the screenshot.
Wow.
I pulled this from a YouTube clip. That is her doing exercises poolside with a whole bunch of zombies. You know, they're doing like the arms and the steps. It's a horror workout.
Yes. Wow.
So if anybody is interested in changing their lives, getting into shape, but they're big horror fans, keep an eye out for Linnea Quigley's horror workout.
Would you believe
New
that's
Year's
not available on
resolution
Apple
right there.
TV?
What was that, Jay?
Would you believe it's not available on Apple TV?
Oh my God, yeah. Yes. Yeah. There is some boutique Blu-ray companies that have put it out. The scariest exercise video ever made. But I think
incredible.
I think you could probably find it online. This is from like a 13-minute video. I just was like, I gotta find a screenshot of
what
her
does it say
working
at the
out.
Cinema Home Video? Cinema?
Yes.
What does it say at the bottom right?
I can't see it very big on my screen,
Cinema
but I believe
Home
it's
Video.
something
Yeah.
like
Cinema
that.
Home
Yeah.
Video. Okay. Got it. That's funny.
Yeah, and I look at somebody like Linnea Quigley, or even some of the punkers in this movie. A lot of them didn't go on to do a lot of other mainstream projects, but Linnea Quigley is a working actress in the straight to home video horror series. Like, she is an icon because of that dance sequence and because of this film, not to even mention the convention circuit. All of these people I'm sure have like horror conventions across the globe. I'm sure would love to meet and greet all these people from Return of the Living Dead, because it really is like, it is such a fun movie. It is it is so wild. The soundtrack rules. It's got great
what I heard
effects.
is different than you, right?
Yes, there is some different songs. Yes.
Okay. We still liked it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm gonna have to, now that this is fresh in my head, I am gonna rewatch my DVD. I haven't seen it for a long time. I just keep it as a collector's item, because this would have been the first version that I saw, was this DVD version.
Right.
So now that my Blu-ray is fresh in my head, I'll have to go back and watch my DVD and see what songs are different.
Brandon, I just want you to know your dad is so funny. We have. I just
wanted to even mention, like, I've got the final soundtrack here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought Jonathan was going to go.
I thought Jonathan.
Justin's chiming in here, and he's confused about something. And he's like, blah blah blah. He goes, I have no brains this week. And your dad chimes in with, Brandon and Jay are doing the podcast now, and they're doing it on Return of the Living Dead. So if you have no brains, you will be okay. LOL.
Live texting. What were you going to say, Jonathan, about the soundtrack?
So, when I was looking at the poster for this, and I'll even see if I can present my screen here.
You want to talk about the poster for Return of the Living Dead?
If you don't mind, just while we were talking about the soundtrack,
I got it
here.
I got you. I got you, poster man.
Okay. Cool. So
I
the
had
first thing that I noticed when I was looking at this is there's like almost no mention of really any of the actors or anything, and there's such a prominent mention of the soundtrack where it's
yes,
like this is a movie, but it's featuring music by, and then all of these bands like the Damned and the Cramps and the
exactly.
I think that says the Jet Black Berries and stuff, and that feels like such a thing of the time where it's like not only were these soundtrack albums a huge part of this, but in certain cases they would, as far as I understand, make more money than the movies would. Like these soundtracks would go so huge. Like I know Dirty Dancing did really, really well, and then the Dirty Dancing soundtrack was like massive, massive.
Yeah,
So it's kind of interesting that they did that. And even while you have this up here, I thought it was kind of funny how it depicts these three, punk zombies, which are awesome. But as far as I can tell, none of them actually really correlate to the characters in the movie. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, you've got the female zombie. I think it's supposed to be Linnea Quigley, but she certainly doesn't ever wear like a red
no,
top, and she's not wearing a necklace or anything, and the hair is weird. And then the zombie on the right, he's got this huge mohawk. I think it's supposed to be Suicide or whatever, but Suicide doesn't have a mohawk.
yeah,
And then we got this like weird locksmith spray paint guy down at the bottom. So it's a funny poster where it's like, oh, this isn't actually really showing any of the characters from the movie, at least not directly, but it still works so well because it's the most important thing is like it's the vibe. It's like,
yes.
hey, this is a punk rock zombie movie. That's all you need to know. It's
Well,
punk
Mhm.
and
rock zombies.
that's exactly like
Totally.
just knowing so well that putting your actors' names on the poster in this case is not going to help
Mhm.
whatsoever. But
No,
putting
not
putting
necessary.
the bands on this poster, now you've got
Yeah.
the Cramps are involved in this film. It's one song throughout the movie,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
also it does show like the punk rock audience, like, oh, all of these bands have music featured in this movie. Oh, and look at these punk rock zombies, right? Like it's really
Yeah.
doubling down on that sort of, at the time was kind of like a subculture, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
kind of just like uh, bubbling in the underground, the punk scene.
totally. Yeah. I
And
wish I had one of these posters. As you might imagine, they are very expensive. So I've been out for one for a long time. That anytime anyone comes up on auction, it's always like, okay, yep. Like
yeah,
it's just too much money to
yeah,
spend. But I'll see if I can even. I'm gonna try this here. Okay, I'm just gonna share my
yeah. We'll see if this
screen
works. Let me see
briefly.
if I remove this. I might have to give you. Oh, I see it, and then I think I might have to just add it here. Give me a second.
Okay, cool.
I
There we
think
go.
that.
So
Dude, nice job.
nice. So this is the poster that we were just looking at. The
Yep.
one that I owned for a while is actually this poster, which is the version that came out of Thailand.
Okay.
And I had this for a couple of years.
Wow, that's
and as you
wild.
can see, it's crazy.
Wow.
And it was
Oh
just
my
one of
God.
those funny. It was just one of those funny ones where I think I got it off of eBay one day. It's an original poster from Thailand, and I it was one of those like, do I like looking at this?
Yeah.
I would have it up in a frame, and people would come over and they'd be like, "Bro, what is that? What is that?" And I would explain, it's cool, punk rock horror movie from the 80s, and they'd always kind of be like, "All right, yeah." So I made the difficult decision eventually. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to sell this one on. I don't. It's just one of those. It's so cool, but
Yeah.
then you actually have it up, and it's like, it is like
Yeah. In
this.
your
You have
living
to
Yeah.
space.
explain it constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So
But I
yeah, I
do.
did eventually sell that one on.
I don't really understand the main woman in the middle. Everybody else makes sense. I see the half corpse there. We see Trash. I see Tarman. I can't really tell who's on the right hand side above the tombstones there.
I think those are just. Oh, there might even be a zoom in here. Hang on.
I thought it was what's her face who fell in the puddle at the end, but not Trash. Cindy. What's Freddie's girlfriend's name?
Tina.
Yeah, Tina.
I thought it might be Tina. Tina, because my aunt and I joke like, "Oh, this one's soaking wet now," because she, fell in the muddy water and then kind of came out similarly.
Is Trash on the poster twice? Because she's leaning up against the tombstone, and then on the left-hand side behind Tarman, that's her pose when she's about to pop up on the grave.
Oh, you're right. Maybe they're all Trash.
I think she's actually in it 3 times. I think this is also Trash.
Yeah.
After she gets zombified.
Yeah, that's it.
She's all white.
She does have the white body, but she doesn't have the red hair.
No.
But I was trying to mimic this position because it's it feels so unnatural.
It does.
That's
it's interesting cool. One. Thailand has some wild movie posters. And that was one of the ones that I owned. But after,
I also really like the continuing from the North American poster, continuing the spray paint sort of design. I wonder what that title translates to.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Well, before we get off of posters, one sec, my thing is being weird here.
Here, I'll exit out of the screen here. There we go. Nice.
For some reason, my computer's being slow today. So before we get too far away from posters, since we do have Paper and Light himself on the show, let's talk about Carl Ramsey, the artist behind this Return of the Living Dead poster. We've discussed this poster a little bit. Obviously it's a very cool poster. Not to put you on the spot, Jonathan, but one of the things that you do on your show is you do the art score, and that's where you break down a poster for I'm blanking now that I'm put in under pressure. Is aesthetics, A for aesthetics, R for representation, and T for titillation.
Ooh.
How does the Return of the Living Dead sort of feed into your art score as you would put it on your channel? Oh, did we just lose him?
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's so funny.
Titillation.
Okay, there he is. We lost you for a second. Guys. No, we lost you for a second, and you came in just as you said titillation.
He also has wonderful comedic timing.
Nice. So I'm not sure. Every once in a while, I'm cutting out, so I apologize on that if that's on my end. I'm not sure what's happening.
It's all good.
Apologies there.
We're just rolling with it. What is your sort of what is a quick art score? Just how does this poster make you feel?
Well, I think it just nails the important parts of the movie, which is, you're going to see these crazy zombie designs. You're going to see a punk rock vibe. I would say it's one of the more iconic 80s on a lot of people's walls and stuff that were into punk rock and stuff like that. So yeah, my art score for this would be super high. I'd probably give it at least an 8 or a 9 out of 10. And then I always reserve that last point for whether or not my wife liked it. And she would probably get a kick out of this one. I will say she did not love that version from Thailand that I had. And that was the other reason why I opted to sell it on. Because it's don't really want to put this up anymore. And that's fair. But this one's also pretty funny. It's got this shocked,
the tongue in cheek, right?
It's borderline adorable. It really is.
Yeah.
This is pop art all day long for me.
One day I'll get one. You know, I'm always on the lookout for one, but I don't want to pay a small for. I mean, horror stuff is always expensive, right? Like if you can
horror,
find something
80s.
at a thrift store, it's great. But yeah.
And I don't have my glasses for the zoom in on the auction, but what are these going for now?
Oh, I'd have to check here. I'll check really quickly here and see.
Are we talking thousands of dollars?
I don't know if it's thousands, but it's certainly
there
for an
probably aren't
80s
that
poster,
many of
it's
them,
high.
right? Like Back to the Future,
No.
Ghostbusters, and Indiana Jones. But by the way,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Is
Drew
this-
Stursden since you're here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that guy was a legend for sure. I got a number of things. Okay, so looks like they go for around between 300 and 400 US.
Okay.
Okay.
So not actually that crazy. Yeah, I think I just need to bite the bullet and get one of these. I can even see, and I sent my tie poster into this auction, and I can see here it sold for $210 US. So there,
Nice.
what was I waiting for? I just need to roll that over into
roll it over. There you go.
Yeah, I will.
Straight up to the one you always wanted.
Yeah, exactly. So
I did pull a couple other Carl Ramsey posters because he's made a couple popular ones, and there's one poster that I learned was a Carl Ramsey, and it blew my mind. So I'm excited to show that. So what do we got here? Motel Hell was an early poster of his.
Yes.
That's awesome.
This is a film I haven't seen. I see it at all the the Videomaticas, the Sunrise Records, all the physical media stores all the time because Scream Factory has a version of it out, and I always pick it up and I go like, oh man, should I buy this? And I've never pulled the trigger on it. But this is a cool poster.
Yeah. Yes, very cool. I've definitely seen it for years. I'm sure they used it for the VHS or something as well. Like it's just one of those images that stays with you.
Yeah,
Brandon,
I've never seen the movie either.
Go ahead, Jay.
Brandon, before you change the frame, can I make a prediction on what I think it might be based on his style? Now that I see that this is the same as.
Oh, you want to predict what the poster that blew my mind?
Did he also do Reanimator?
No, he did not.
Okay.
That would have been something.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Oh no way!
So he did.
He did this one too.
He did the original Poltergeist poster, which again, iconic imagery. Look at all that negative space, and the glowing TV just like draws you right in. Here is such a great tagline.
Now, Brandon, you're probably too young to remember this, but when we were kids, we used to have to sit on the floor to watch the TV like this.
Yeah, so you could change the channels.
That's right.
Yeah.
Before the remote.
Did you get told not to sit too close to the TV because it'll like ruin your eyes?
Every time I watched TV, I was told that.
Yeah. I was. Oh wow. No kidding. He did this one too.
Yeah. Secret of Nim.
Wow.
Which is
that's the second one, right? Is it the second one?
I thought it was the only one.
Yeah, I think it's just a standalone movie.
Oh, I thought it was Mrs. Whatever and the Rats of Nim.
I actually
maybe I'm thinking of the book.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with that.
This is just a movie that it was a movie that like my grandparents had. I think I've seen it. I remember that owl, but I have not watched it for I'm gonna say like 25 years, 20 years. But cool ass poster. Like look at all that effects, the red on the bottom, the blue. So what do you
relation?
Oh no.
Is this no relation, Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim? Spelled the same way?
Good question. Yeah.
All right. I always associated them together, having never seen either one.
Because they're both. I mean, this one is also about rats. Like she's a.
This is the second book, I think.
It's gotta be.
Must be.
It's gotta be.
Interesting. Oh.
That's for another episode.
Okay.
Oh, risky business. Wow.
That's a painted Tom Cruise, you know, an airbrushed Tom Cruise.
Wow, look at that. I didn't realize that it was airbrushed. Yeah.
And they shaded it out right before the center tooth he had back then. Before he got his teeth
He
fixed.
still hasn't. No, he's never got his teeth fixed.
Sure he did. He had braces for like 5 years in the early 2000s.
No, it's still crooked. Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe, but he did. Well, maybe that isn't fixed, but he definitely had braces for years.
Maybe he straightened his teeth, but he did not recenter.
Didn't shift it. Okay.
He didn't uncenter his center tooth.
You know, even Letterman used to have a big gap, and then he redid everything so he had just a small gap at the end.
I love Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise movies. Mission Impossible. Those last 3 or 4 movies are some of the greatest films ever made. If I focus too hard on his tooth, because if people don't know, and this is going to ruin Tom Cruise for you for a little bit. If you have never noticed, his 2 front teeth are off center, which makes one of his front teeth, one of his big front teeth, directly centered with his nose. And if you stare at it, it almost looks like a big, weird cartoon buck tooth because it's directly centered in his face. Have you never noticed this, Jonathan?
I don't think I ever have fully noticed that. No. And
he's learned to cover it more over the years.
Mission Impossibles. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Next Tom Cruise movie you watch, you're going to look at his teeth, and then you're just going to see it. It's this big tooth right in the center of his face, like a perfect line right down his face has one tooth in it. Anyway,
in 2002, when he turned 40, he got the treatment. He got the ceramic braces.
Okay. But it didn't shift over his teeth because you can.
No, they must not have, but it must have straightened the rest of them or something.
Yeah.
Police
Academy 5. I just had to include. Carl Ramsey didn't do a lot of posters, but I had to include this one because this is like just the amount of likenesses having to portray all of these different people, the talent involved in painting all of these people, like. And it's
stylistically, there's too much going on here for me. That's a loud movie poster.
That's a Police Academy movie, though. I mean, they're literally loud.
I think they were all like that. Yeah, well, I think all the posters were kind of a big collage of the different characters.
People,
they were. They absolutely were. But up to 4 Citizens on Patrol, there was a different thing going on. These are a little more something. I can't quite tell what it is. But this one I do not.
I think up to part 4 was Drew Struzan. Actually,
I think you're right.
First.
Okay.
I don't know if he did all 4, but he certainly did some of the earlier ones for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like what? Isn't there like 8 Police Academy movies?
Yeah, like 6 or 7 or 8.
I think we're gonna cover one this year. I think there's a Police Academy movie that came out in '85. I think it's on the list.
Nice.
I believe the next poster is the poster that Carl Ramsey did that blew my mind. That he did, and it's one of my favorite posters of all time.
Oh wow! No way! That's amazing.
One of the best movie posters, in my opinion. I have an original press kit here for Beetlejuice, a film I love.
Nice. Oh yeah.
But this poster is iconic. Sitting on their house, the smaller versions of some of the characters, at scale of what the
football
house
players.
Would be.
It's excellent.
Yes.
The shrunken head guy.
Yep. And then Alec Baldwin is technically on this poster. How many times? Because there's his head, but then also just below him is his horror version of himself.
He's
looking up. Yeah.
I think it's only twice. And maybe it's a bit hard to see on this, but if you
I think isn't he on the walkway looking at the house as well?
No, that would be Lydia. That would be Charles and Delia. Lydia's
of course.
Parents.
Yes, of course.
That's who's looking at the house because Lydia's in the red dress. The guy on the stairwell is the shrunken head guy that Beetlejuice meets at the in the afterlife.
The football players are on the bay window there.
Yeah, they're on the bay window.
Yeah.
The guy that gets run over and is he's one of the service workers, and he goes through that like
Oh
tight
yeah.
gap. He's hanging off
Yeah.
the
How do
peak
I
of the
look?
roof there. and then the guy that has the shark on his leg is off on
Yes.
the right of the
Right.
roof.
On the roof there. I couldn't tell
Yeah.
who that was. That was a good one. That's awesome.
But
Great
I mean,
color
I-
scheme. Really, really nice color
Totally.
scheme to the whole.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And-
Beautiful. Yeah.
I have looked at, this VHS copy, this poster, my entire life, and I've just been
Mm.
obsessed with this, and frankly, obsessed with this movie. So
Mhm.
these are the things that I love about doing the show. These are the things that I love about your channel, Jonathan, is the connecting dots of people's work, their careers, and just to be like,
Mhm.
I've always enjoyed the Return of the Living Dead poster. I've always thought it was cool, but to do this and learn about Carl Ramsey and to connect it all to actually one of my favorite poster images of all time
Yeah.
is super, super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
You got I think you got a spring for an original one sheet there. Like it sounds like you've got something to
He needs the
pursue
wall
for
space.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the issue. Yeah.
I think
Well,
we can
what-
justify it if you buy the Volvo. If you get the Volvo wagon, right?
Yes,
That they died in the
the little
bridge, then
yellow-
we can
the yellow-
justify it.
Little yellow one. Actually, one of my favorite things about that little station wagon that Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin drive and ultimately
Mhm.
meet their demise in is they have
Mhm.
a license. I think it's a license plate cover, or maybe it's a bumper sticker. But it says "I brake for animals."
Mhm.
It's a little thing that
Mm.
I've never ever noticed until like the 4K version of Beetlejuice came out, and I was like, "What is
Right.
that on the back of their car?" And through pausing and trying to work it out, it says "I brake for animals," which is
Awesome.
hilarious.
Wow.
And we probably
Yeah, I
saw
do
it when
have a-
they're on their way, and then they do it on the way back. It's a nice setup.
Yes.
Hmm.
All right.
Brandon, I do have a question for you.
Of course,
if you don't
shoot.
mind.
Yes, shoot.
So you love Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
It's also one of my absolute favorite movies for sure. I did
Yeah.
not watch the sequel, and
Okay.
I don't remember if I heard good things or bad. Have you seen the sequel? Is it worth getting into?
I saw it one time in theaters when it came out. If
Okay. Oh. Okay.
if
Hmm.
it's free and you don't have a lot
Mhm.
going on, I
I
think
would
it's
say
worth.
if you're really bored,
If it's,
Hmm.
I think there is some good stuff in it in terms of some practical effects. Michael
Okay.
Keaton, he does give a really great performance. I just think that there is other aspects of the story that are unnecessary and just kind of bore me.
and
But
unwatchable. Some of
Okay.
it's unwatchable.
yeah,
It's the most uneven movie I've seen
Really?
in recent
Okay.
years.
yeah,
That's kind of the sense that I got, but I hadn't spoken to anyone who was a big fan of the original. So, okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
And a friend of mine from high school
I
wrote
watched the.
Oh, really?
No way! Oh
Seth
wow!
Graham-Smith. Yeah, Seth Graham-Smith wrote it. You might know him from like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer and some of the other movies
Yeah.
that he did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
did
that's
it,
right.
the redoing of it and it too.
Mhm.
And his partner is Katzenberg's son, his writing partner.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
Jason Katzenberg, I guess. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Right.
Jeffrey's son? Yeah.
I don't know. I know Jeffrey Katzenberg. I don't know his family.
Yeah.
Seth Graham-Smith and I used to like go see Letterman tapings like in the 90s. Like we'd skip school and
Wow.
go watch Letterman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jay will just pull these like names and people he knows and has experiences with, and I'll be like, "What the heck? How has this never come up?" It only comes up when we have these conversations naturally.
Well, we're new
Yeah,
friends.
that's,
We're new friends,
that's
so we
true.
don't
It's
know each
impressive.
other's stories.
Yeah.
But you know
But,
what's funny
you
too
know-
about
Nice.
Seth Graham-Smith is he grew up in Meg Ryan's house.
Oh, really?
Like Meg Ryan was from the same town and she moved away and he grew up in her house.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird stuff. Bethel, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Weird stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. I feel like I don't know. Some people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would say it's like worth the watch. But you are going to come away.
Though.
I don't know, but there is some stuff in it that I do like. I like Catherine O'Hara's performance. I like some of the effects.
I think we need a recut of it. Maybe a recut of it redacting some stuff. Maybe that would tighten it up or something. It's too long. It's too much of a movie when the first one is less than 90 minutes as it is, you know?
Well, and
the first one's like drum tight. It's
yes,
amazing.
Agreed.
It's awesome.
Can I tell you, I have a fundamental issue. Oh, go ahead, Brandon.
Sure. Oh, I was just going to say Beetlejuice has like, what is it? Like 13 minutes of screen time throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
Even though it's named after him.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a way, the second film kind of feels like it's almost like too much Beetlejuice. Like, I don't know. It's I saw it one time when it came out and I didn't buy it. And I don't know when I'll revisit it. It's almost
same here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say I have a fundamental? Oh, go ahead. If it's free, is that what you keep saying?
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I have a moral issue with it, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Are you familiar with, like, you asked about if we could talk about one of the characters from tonight's movie on the show. Are you familiar with Jeffrey Jones and where he is today?
Oh, I am very familiar with Jeffrey Jones.
Okay.
And his failings as a human. So
the premise of this movie is like, oh, let's not include Jeffrey Jones because we can't, of course. So, we'll just, kill him off or whatever. Okay, that's great if we want to do that. We're still acknowledging him, but okay, fine. But then they make this whole movie like he's in it so much where they're cartoonishly doing things to him to be like, look, we hate him so much, we're going to fuck him up here and we're going to fuck him up there, and he's getting fucked up in all these different places. And all we're doing is thinking about him. We should have omitted this character, and we should have written some other story that doesn't include him. Oh, yeah, he went to wherever, and he's not there anymore. Moving on. And instead, we are just dealing with him the entire time. They even show a photo of him.
On his grave,
as Charles Dietz, which means they paid him. They used his likeness.
Exactly the same thing I thought.
Morally, I have such an issue with, like, you're doing the opposite of what you said you were going to do and what you should do. Now, is his death a good reason to get the family back to Connecticut? Of course it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is clumsy for me. I wish it had been done differently.
Not to spoil Beetlejuice for you, Jonathan.
No, it's fine.
Just one man's opinion. Man's opinion.
I think I even remember seeing that shot in the trailer of like a gravestone, and it used his likeness somehow or something. And I was like, okay, maybe that's all they're going to show of that guy. And then
I swear to God, in this movie, they use his 8x10 glossy. They show his 8x10 glossy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit weird.
That's not great. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. It's cool to talk to a fellow Beetlejuice fan about it. So like one of my favorite movies from the 80s is Bill and Ted, and then they came out with the sequel, which is like a really interesting kind of comedic film. I love the sequel, Bogus Journey, and then they do this sort of legacy sequel a couple of years ago, and I was hyped for it. And I watched it, and I understand they were trying some different things, and they were sort of almost doing like a next generation type situation. But about halfway through, I was kind of like, I almost would like to turn this off. Like, I'm not trying to hate on the movie. I'm sure it has its fans, but it was one of those situations where for me, it would have been better to have not gone down this road. Like, just to let these characters exist in my brain rather than kind of seeing this strange version of where they ended up. So like, I've never seen Dumb and Dumber, any of the sequels, because the first is such a classic. I don't want to know what else happened to those guys whether it was the weird other actors playing the younger versions, or I don't need any more. So that this was one of those for me where, yeah.
I will defend Dumb and Dumberer, the prequel.
Oh,
The
really?
two
Okay.
actors, the two actors who portray Harry and Lloyd, they are really funny. There is some other stuff
They
in the
are.
movie. The B story is like not that great, and there's some jokes in the movie that don't age as well.
Right.
But I will not defend Dumb and Dumber 2. That movie is terrible. That movie is awful. And
Yeah.
that movie is also a scam. There is what is the company called? Red Granite Pictures, I believe. They were like an overseas production company, and they essentially made Dumb and Dumber 2 as this like money laundering scam thing. There's articles and stuff about
What?
it. It's a bit fascinating. Yeah.
No way.
It's
Wow.
this whole thing. But the movie is absolutely dreadful. Yes, there is stuff in it that I think is funny. And fun fact, we actually own a screen used bicycle from Dumb and Dumber 2
Of course you do.
that Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels ride in one of the sequences. And to be fair, it is actually probably one of the funniest sequences in the movie.
Wow.
But yeah, the bike came up for auction, and we're like, well, Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels sat on it, so
gotta do it.
It's in our collection. But yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I fully respect never seeing them and just riding out with that 94 original film. Because they're, an example I always use is The Shining is one of my favorite movies. And I went and I was excited about watching the documentary Room 237 about all of the hidden details and all of the theories and stuff. But since seeing that documentary, it's kind of tainted my experience. Like, I'm trying hard not to focus on the things that the documentary were pointing out to me. I just want to I just want to watch it. I just want to ride the movie again, right? Like, so it's I
need to like clear your browser cache and just
exactly.
Yes,
and it's
fresh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that the documentary is bad. It's just it changed my perception of the film that I love. And not that I fully feel that effect with the Beetlejuice, or even Bill and Ted's Face the Music. That is a problem with Lego sequels. In fact, bringing it back to Return of the Living Dead, there was a Lego sequel of Return of the Living Dead that was supposed to come out Christmas this year, but it's been pushed to next year. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be good. It's just a Return of the Living Dead new version that was supposed to come out. Now, there is a series of sequels for Return of the Living Dead. I watched number 2 and number 3. I had never seen them. Part of the reason I watched them is because on our Day of the Dead episode with our past and future guest, Jacob Walsh from YHS Podcast and Toy Anxiety, he was telling me, he's like, Brandon, you should watch them. I think you'll have fun. And they are fun, but they are nowhere near as like, incredible as Return of the Living Dead 85 is. They can't nail the tone. Their Return of the Living Dead 2 feels like a made-for-TV Disney movie. Like when I was watching it, it felt like Halloween Town. It just has it has a young kid at the center. The effects are not quite as good. Actually, Dana Ashbrook from Twin Peaks.
Nice shirt.
Bob, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I wore it actually because Don Calfa, who plays Ernie, who we haven't really talked about, he's in Twin Peaks. He plays the vice principal of the school. But Return of the Living Dead 2 was fine, very mid-tier. Return of the Living Dead 3, it
My
has a
friend's in
little
that
bit of
one.
oh yeah, it has a little bit
Min-
of juice.
Mindy Clark is the girl who is the zombie.
Of course, Lady Heather from
No
CSI.
way.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
I was thinking.
She's also Julie Cooper from the OC, which is why I know her.
Oh, okay. Jay worked on the original season of CSI. He was a production
no
assistant
shit. Wow.
on the first
Right
season of
on.
CSI. So that's why I thought you knew Lady Heather, but I guess yeah, it is.
Was she?
OC.
Wait, was she on first season of CSI?
Not first
too?
season, not first season.
Okay.
I'm realizing, but her character on CSI is kind of romantically involved with Gil Grissom, William Peterson.
Oh, get out!
Yeah,
oh, that's so funny. I didn't know that.
She's
great. She's great as playing
Yeah.
a version of herself on Entourage. If you've ever
Okay.
seen the show Entourage, yeah, in the later seasons, she plays like a version of herself.
Return of the Living Dead 3 is directed by Brian Usna, who was the producer of Reanimator, went on to direct Night of Reanimator, made another film which is really crazy called Society in 1989, I think it was. Crazy movie if you haven't seen it, Society. But Night of the Living Dead 3 is the story of a young man and a young woman. You know, they're in love. The guy's military father, his dad they're moving again, you know, because things aren't going right at the military base. Turns out his job at the military base is harvesting the 2,4,5-trioxin, the gas containers that we see in the basement of the original Return of the Living Dead. They're using that to bring corpses to life, to use them for the military. Well, when our two main characters, they're on a motorcycle, they crash, she flies into a telephone pole and dies. And what does he do? He takes her to the military facility.
He's distraught. He's like, "Oh, my girlfriend!
My girlfriend's dead." Takes her to the military base and pumps her full of the 2,4,5-trioxin and brings her back to life. And then subsequently throughout the film, she's doesn't know why she's hungry all the time or what she's craving. Turns out, you know, she finds out that she's craving brains. But the thing that she does, and this is like very like Hellraiser, reminding me like Clive Barker-y type kind of stuff, is she like starts to like pierce her skin to you know, make the pain go away.
It was for me. It was a version of cutting. It's like the version,
a zombie version
I guess
it would be but
she wants to feel. She doesn't want to eat her boyfriend's brain. She's aware that she wants to eat his brain, but she won't. So she's trying to like quell these. But the finale
of her character is unveiled, and she's got like a halo of like glass sticking out of her forehead. She's put like a chain through parts of her. It is like, I was like, oh man, this is why this movie was made, all for the culmination of this sort of final version of this character. So that one was, I will say that one was a fun watch. Maybe not the greatest, well-made movie, but that was a fun one.
Yeah, it's definitely a good ride.
I gotta check that one out.
Yeah, it's a good time. Night of the Living Dead 3. And then they did make 2 TV versions for the Sci-Fi Channel. The funny thing about them is they made both of them at the exact same time. 2 completely separate movies, Return of the Living Dead 4 and Return of the Living Dead 5. One is called like Necronomicon or Necronomic. I think it's Necrosis, or I can't remember now. And then the last one is called like Rave to the Grave. But they premiered them. They premiered them both on the same day on the Sci-Fi Channel. So it was like 2 Night of the Living or Return of the Living Dead movies premiered the same day on TV.
Wild.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nicole used to call that burning, like, oh, they just were burning those. Like you have to
Yeah,
air them
they
for
had-
contractual purposes or whatever, but you're not going to put any money into
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah.
Trying to find
Well,
an audience, you just burn it.
I did not watch those because they look terrible, and I did not want to waste my time.
Was it
No.
was it Sci-Fi Channel or was it SYFY?
I don't remember. I honestly did not
Oh.
do too much. I just basically learnt about them and went, yeah, I'm not watching those. I will watch 2 and 3, but I'm not watching those
Yeah.
ones.
I mean, part
Yeah.
3 came out in like the 90s, if I recall. It's pretty old.
Yeah, I think it's 90 or 91 or something. Because number two is 88. I can pull it up here real quick just well. It is 93 is
That
number
sounds
3
right.
came out in 93.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the effects of Return of the Living Dead, because that is, one of the memorable parts of this film, and kind of the thing that makes it a zombie movie, right? Is you need zombies, you need gore.
Yeah.
Not that much gore in this for me, in my opinion.
You're right.
Compared to say the Tom Savini one that we just watched, The Day of the Dead or whatever that was. Like this is the opposite of that. This was almost a campy, cartoony version where it was like, oh, kids could almost watch this gore because it's like, oh, look, a half a dog, like that's creepy,
Yeah.
and you hear you hate that sound, but
in
that's
fact,
like the worst part of it.
I think one of the only like blood sprays is when Scuzz gets his head bitten from the half corpse, and he falls
and
he falls
sprays
back.
on the
That's
window.
kind of the only spray. Other than that, everything is like, even when Tarman bites Suicide, it's gross, but it's like a slow, weird chomp, and it's not like, a fountain or.
For me, it starts with the pickaxe into the yellow man's head.
Yes.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because of Clue, as you were pointing out before, and just the way it was played in the room, and the fact that the effect, like, first of all, that guy was already embalmed, right? That's why he was yellow. There was no blood.
Yes. Yeah.
So, so it just all worked. It just all worked for me.
Yeah.
Which, as you know, is rare.
Hacksawing,
dude.
Hacksawing his neck. Oh, it's pretty effective,
so
right?
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the.
And he gets up and headless.
I know,
it's so funny when he's running around.
It's so funny. Okay, that reminds me, because one of the things is so William Stout is the production designer of Return of the Living Dead. He did some incredible concept art. There's some really, really cool stuff. I didn't pull any of it, but I saw it in the retrospective that I watched. He is quoted by saying, in terms of the special effects, he wasn't allowed to bring on the people that he wanted to bring on. He had some friends who were upcoming in the industry who he thought would be really great to get their hands dirty on this film. Some of his friends are Rick Baker, a very, very early Rick Baker, who would go on to create some of the most incredible special effects of all time, including like Jim Carrey's The Grinch is all a Rick Baker makeup effect. He was also friends with Rob Bottin, and Rob Bottin, at a very young age, did all of the effects for John Carpenter's The Thing, which are unbelievable. We talked a little bit about Rob on our Explorers episode, which actually, Jonathan, that was the other movie that you had put out, but realized that we had done it already. Rob Bottin did Explorers. Look at that.
Yeah.
Rob Bottin
love it so much.
did
close to my heart. Close to my heart. Yeah.
He did all of the effects of the aliens at the end of the film.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So William Stout was not allowed to hire those guys because they were so new in the industry, right? It's just it's a funny anecdote because they went on to be some of our best.
The biggest, yeah.
He ended up hiring a guy named Bill Munns. Now, Bill Munns was a makeup effects artist, but what I gather from, and he's interviewed in the retrospective, he was very much if they give me $100, I'm going to spend $100, and they're going to get $100 effect. If they give me you know, $50, I'm going to spend that money and they're going to get a $50 effect. Well, I just got to find this picture here. We were talking about the Yellow Man. Where is he here? Right there. This is the original. Oh, sorry, 1 second here. Sorry, it's not loading. Come on. This is the original Yellow Man that Bill Munns designed.
Thanks. I feel like we're missing the point here. I don't understand what's happening, really.
So,
wow.
On the left there, that is the performer inside of a rubber yellow suit, and the 3 dots you see at the top, those are the eye holes and a breathing hole. And I don't know how this was this is supposed to be the headless version of the Yellow Man. And
I see. So the shoulders are higher up and the neck is
so it might look a little bit different maybe when he's standing, or maybe they pull something. I don't know. But it just was not working. The other big effect, which, ultimately Bill Munns was fired from the production, it's the skeleton that comes out of the grave right before "Do you want to party?" which is an iconic moment, but it is very much a puppet effect that when William Stout, the production designer, saw it, he thought it was a temporary placeholder and then learned that no, that's the final effect. I will say the skeleton, it has its own charm, but I can understand from the productions, especially production designers' point of view, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look real. It looks cheap and hokey. But
you can see the wire on the bottom right there when they pull the wire to get it to open its mouth, and it always that's always what I notice, is just I can see the puppetry happening here.
The other
What's
thing
funny to me is they use it twice, right? Because isn't it?
They sure do.
That's the one thing that I think really bothers me, is the last few seconds of the movie is all recycled footage. And I don't know if it was just because they had some sort of different ending after the contingency plan of just the U.S. military nuking an area to eliminate all of the infected people.
Sorry for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, because
wasn't it Louisville? They said they were blowing up Louisville.
Yes. Louisville. Yeah. But maybe this was a very late addition and they did not have the ability to go and reshoot, or something didn't work, and so they had to reuse it. But I don't know if other people notice it, but it just, every single time I get to that point, I go man, it's a little anticlimactic. Even if it was different, if the ending was exactly the same, where it's the rain and we know it's going to happen again, if it was different shots.
Story-wise, I'm good. It's the shot. You're right. It's the shots. It's like if we had just ended with the explosion in the mushroom cloud instead of he busted into the ceiling. Gosh, that's gonna happen, and then all this other crap. I don't know.
But it's the reusing of the same shot of the rain coming down into the coffin and dripping on the foot. And then it's
and the guy's explanation of saying this will work, and then the rain will just take care of it. We know that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's basically the end of the world, and those clips seem very small for the story they're telling. Because this thing has only just gotten bigger the moment it rains, with the clouds, with the nuking it and all that crazy crap.
Yeah, it's super bleak. Yeah.
Right. So the montage of the little clips almost seems nonsensical.
Yes. Yeah. I do like the freeze frames of all the zombies looking up, including Linnea Quigley's zombie. They're all looking up at what would be the nuclear bomb dropping down. So Bill Munns was replaced by Kenny Myers. Kenny Myers, his credits include Heathers, Back to the Future 2 and 3, Home Alone 2,
Oh wow.
Austin Powers
Wow.
2, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Lincoln. He was the main effects, or he was the main makeup effects guy on Steven Spielberg's Lincoln.
No kidding. Wow.
And
not
he
to his
hires
disrespect, but I found the makeup effects in Back to the Future 1 to be better than the ones 4 years later in Back to the Future 2. Anybody else?
I mean, if
We
we're
all agree?
comparing, if we're comparing,
no offense to this fella.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think the old age makeup on Lorraine and Biff and George is way better in the first film.
Yeah. Okay, good.
He hires a young makeup
and
artist
why
by the
didn't
name
Marlene shave? I'm sorry.
Mom?
Is that you?
So Kenny Myers hires a young Tony Gardner, and Tony Gardner essentially he built the half corpse, the woman that gets pulled through the door after biting Scuzz.
What was her name? Gracie? Annie? Something.
Oh, I actually didn't pick up on her name. I've never ever.
I think he asked her name. I thought she said it. No?
Oh,
then never mind.
Maybe that's the MGM version.
I think someone. It looks like someone in the chat was actually able to work with Tony Gardner.
Oh, there's chat people today?
I'm so sorry, chat. We forgot. We got into talking. But it's our friend Orgunian Dave. He says, I recently worked on a horror movie with Tony Gardner, who famously created the iconic half-corpse zombie puppet for Night of the Living Dead or Return of the Living Dead. It was such a treat to watch him do his thing on set.
Very cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, this is just a fraction of his credits. He has worked so much. These are just films that are important to me. Nightbreed, Clive Barker's Nightbreed, Army of Darkness, Freaked. Speaking of Alex Winters from Bill and Ted, Freaked is a film I love. Tony Gardner did all of the makeup for all of the Jackass TV show and all of the Jackass movies.
I'm guessing you mean the old man makeup.
Yes. So
Spike Jones.
Yeah.
Spike Jones and Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. That's cool.
But also all of the old men makeup for the opening sequence of the first Jackass, because they're all old men in the opening sequence. Yeah. Or sorry, is it the credit sequence? I think it's the credit
sequence, but I thought it was part 2. But either way, I know what you're talking about.
I think it's the end of Jackass 1, because the opening is all of them in the shopping cart, and then the end of Jackass 1 is all of them as old men still doing
walking
stunts.
through, and they get blown up one by one.
Yeah, they all die.
Yeah.
And then it ends with Steve-O going, "Yeah, dude."
Yeah. Tony Gardner also worked on Batman and Robin. Gotta show love for Batman and Robin. Zombieland, and then a film that I love, which is not like a heavy effects makeup, but still, there's some prosthetic things involved, but Love and Mercy, which is the Brian Wilson Beach Boys.
Dude.
Yeah, one of my absolute favorite movies of all time.
Love that movie with a passion.
Oh God. After all of the Quentin Tarantino, Paul Dano comments, that was the movie I put on. I was like, God, so much love and respect for Paul Dano. This
Paul Dano lives on my street where I grew up.
Oh, really?
No way.
Yeah.
God, wow. See?
Hometown.
It's crazy when you have a conversation with Jay Ryan.
It's a street in the middle of the woods too. It's like nobody would ever know it was there. It's totally funny.
No kidding. Wow.
Yep.
He was on the school bus. He was on the school bus. He's only a couple years younger.
No kidding.
Oh wow.
That was such a baffling thing. It felt like why would you take the opportunity just to try to tear this actor down who's clearly been in some incredible stuff? Clearly been in some absolutely.
I think I missed it. What's the controversy with him?
Okay, so Quentin Tarantino was on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast, and they were talking about his favorite movies of the last 25 years.
Sure.
And he was talking about There Will Be Blood, and I think he had made it like his number 4 choice or something. And he said this film would be higher or even number 1. I can't remember, but except there's one performance in it that is so bad, and it's Paul Dano. And then went in to call him verbatim the limpest dick in SAG, and one of the worst actors. Yeah, it's insane. And then he starts firing off shots at Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard in the same sentence. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, one, you are wrong about Paul Dano. Two, you're very wrong about Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard is a treasure and is also a phenomenal actor.
Skip all that. You're a creative too. You should know better.
Yeah.
Like, what's he doing?
It was, it just seemed mean. It's one thing to have an opinion and not think, that the Paul Dano's performance in There Will Be Blood is very big. And I know that there's people that maybe are put off by that. Clearly, one of them is Quentin Tarantino. But to go on this podcast as one of our, I'm using the quotes, great directors, because he is a great director, but his personality is, it's coming into light these past few years. It just seemed mean. It just seemed unnecessary.
It is mean. Unnecessary.
Yeah, 100%. Like, just why not take that opportunity when you're as big as he clearly is to like lift people up a little bit rather than just taking. It's like, here's my hot take. I hate this guy. It's like,
exactly.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
I really like Tarantino's films, but when I
too.
listened to that, it was like a little bit heartbreaking. To hear him go so hard against.
There are better ways. There are nicer ways to do what he was doing, like to say the same thing without saying
exactly.
Yeah. If you really have to get that opinion out.
Yeah, if you don't, if you don't like the movie, if you don't like the performance, that's fine. But it's like he went like personal.
Exactly.
Well, and was he saying
really
in this movie, I didn't like Paul Dano's choices in this movie, or did he straight up say like he's a shitty actor?
Yes, that's what he was implying.
More or less.
He's a bad actor. He called him the limpest dick in SAG.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Also, because I think Paul Dano is actually quite a good actor. I've seen him in some other, I never actually saw There Will Be Blood, even though I do have it. It's in the collection. It's on the list. But he's great in some of the other stuff. I actually liked him in that little movie about the money. Little movie about the
money?
About the GameStop. Yeah.
He's Dumb Money.
In that. Yep. But Love and Mercy, man. Oof.
Absolutely.
Solid.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
I gotta watch that one. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so great, man, because it's a true story too. It's Brian Wilson's story, and it's a heartbreaker. Yeah. And yet, for me, it was beautiful watching how all of that music got made.
Mm-hmm.
The craziness, the madness behind that beautiful brain of his.
Yeah.
Dude, Pet Sounds is nuts. Who the hell?
Yeah.
Who comes up with that?
Yeah. Yeah, and the Fableman is another one that like I really liked him in the Fablemans. I really like that.
Oh yeah, he's good in the Fablemans.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah. He's great.
I mean, he's a legendary performance in Little Miss Sunshine. He's even good in The Girl Next Door with Alicia Cuthbert.
I forgot. He's amazing in that. I forgot that was him.
He's so good in that movie. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Dude, I love that movie. I forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Man.
Yeah.
I have not watched it from Just Friends too. He's the cinematographer guy.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't watched Girl Next Door in a very long time.
Dude, I'm gonna watch that. I that's a really good feel good. And Timothy Oliphant in that is hilarious.
Oh, I forgot he was in it.
Oh yeah. He's like the manager, I think. That's right.
Right. The former guy who works with the neighbor across the street.
Yeah, that's right.
Next door. Oh man,
I don't even remember how we. I know. I don't even remember how we got on Paul Dano.
Love and Mercy.
Did we get on that?
Oh, Love and Mercy. Yes,
right.
I Love and Mercy. That's true. The tangent was my fault. What haven't we talked about? We've talked about.
Let's see. So the embalmer is Paulie from Weekend at Bernie's, the guy who just keeps killing Bernie.
Don Kalfa. Kalfa, right. Sorry. Don Calfa. I had mentioned he was the vice principal in an episode of Twin Peaks, which I'd never clocked it, but when I was like, oh yeah, I recognize he has such a face. He's got those big like bug eyes and just such a presence on film. There are certain people that I see them and I go like, yeah, I know why you're an actor, why you were cast in these movies. You're talented, but you also have a very interesting, unique look.
I like your face.
Case in point, Steve Buscemi, right? An incredible actor, but also one of the most unique looking individuals in film. So have you guys ever clocked or realized that the character of Ernie maybe is a bit of a World War II German sympathizer?
Which one is Ernie?
Yes.
He's the embalmer. The mortician.
The guy we're talking about.
Yes.
Why are we basing this? So what am I looking at around there other than the pistol?
He's got a photo of Eva Braun on his
wall. Yeah. He has a photo of Goebbels. There is a framed magazine cover of Goebbels and Hitler on his back wall.
I did not notice that.
He is listening. Yes. The music that he's listening to is a very famous German Nazi, song.
But it's even more fucked up that he's the I can't think of it, but with the oven.
Oh yes,
the crematorium. He's the guy with the crematorium. That's even creepier.
Obviously, in 2025, all of this has a very different sort of context to it. But in the thing with his character is that like he is helpful, and maybe he's hiding his sort of prejudice and racist, very, very well. But
he has no issues with the people that come in.
Exactly, and maybe I look at it like there was so many Nazi scientists that went on to help NASA launch all of the rockets and helped with the space race. And yes, they were Nazis and sympathizers. So maybe this character is one of those people, but it is weird that there is a photo of Eva Braun and a magazine cover of Goebbels and Hitler, and he has the pistol, and his last name is actually the last name of a Nazi officer from World War II.
Yeah.
Wow.
I almost wonder.
This guy again.
we lost you first. We heard I almost wonder, and then we lost you. All good. I almost wonder what.
I wonder if it was initially intended where maybe the audience would have picked up on some of these things a little bit more and thought, oh, this mortician's going to be bad news. This mortician's going to, maybe kill some of the other characters, or he was going to be another source of a conflict. And then he ends up being one of the most helpful people solid in the movie. Is kind of a little bit of a surprise, maybe. Yeah. But I would not say that it works on that level necessarily. It is one of those kind of strange, baffling, like, oh, why did they, like, he even speaks German at one point in the movie. Ooh. So I don't know. It is one of those weird head scratcher parts of the movie, I would say.
Ooh, those helpful Nazis.
My theory is that it is just weird, dark humor from Dan O'Bannon and the production designer. That's honestly what I think it is.
I missed it. How obvious was what you saw in the picture, in the frame? Like, was it really obvious, or did you really have to look for it?
So I think I had to look up because there's a prominent photo in the back, and I had heard this theory before. So I had to look up. Okay, that is Eva Braun. But if you
Hitler's girlfriend, for anybody paying attention at home.
Yes, Hitler's girlfriend. But if you look next to that photo, there is a magazine cover, and it shows two gentlemen in brown Nazi uniforms, one sitting in the chair, the other one with their hand on the shoulder, and it's a drawing So it's a magazine cover depicting a portrait of Hitler and Goebbels together. And that was more the obvious one for me. I was like,
right,
that's undeniable. The Eva Braun is like a black and white photo of a young woman on his wall, but the brown military uniforms and sort of the way the cover is like the magazine cover, it's undeniable that it's like it's.
And the type of gun, the style of gun he had, I can't remember what the name would have been back then. Was it Ruger or Luger or whatever? Whatever that shape is, it seemed to be very Nazi-esque looking.
It's very German, German military for sure.
Yeah.
Just an interesting, thing.
That's crazy. I did not notice. I didn't. Neither my aunt nor I noticed. But we were laughing the whole time too.
When you watch it again, you'll be looking. It's right next to the door in the embalming room, on the left-hand side of the door in the embalming room.
So basically, by the chair that he sits in when he cuts his pant leg off.
Yes, I believe that would be. Yeah. It's to the. It's between the door and the chair. He cuts his pants off. Right in that area.
Perfect. Thank you.
Love
me a good Nazi Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly.
Christ. God.
Yeah.
I love that the movie establishes that there is like a whole section of the military that for 14 years has been looking for these missing barrels.
That guy did everything but punch his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I already had lamb chops for lunch.
He's a poor wife.
Like, what did you make? Oh, lamb chops. I had that for lunch. She's like, I'm going to go make a drink and talk to my fucking bureau.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a pleasant guy.
I love the delivery of James Cameron. He's like, typical military fuck up. And they're just these cans are just sitting in the basement of this medical supply warehouse for 14 years, and the military can't find them. Until the number on the side of the can is called, and then their contingency plan comes into effect, and they nuke the whole area.
That to me was a good callback, because I did see the 800 number on the can in the beginning, and I thought, oh, that's funny, that's weird, but it totally left my mind until we needed it again at the end, and then I was like, oh right. Yeah. I mean, hook, line, and sinker. They got me. It was great. So easy.
Oh, and I have to shout out an amazing title card shot with that close up of the zombie, pre-Tarman, before he's melted away.
Oh, with the face in the window.
Yeah. The face in the window with the amazing "The Return of the Living Dead" scrawled across the screen in that bright red. Like, oh man, I get so excited when I see it. And then it all of that his face melts away really fast.
Oh, straight up Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, like
beautiful. Really good.
Melted wax fast forwarded.
Yeah. So good.
I really like the theme from this movie when the rain is falling, those shots that we were talking about that end up being recycled for the end, that the theme, like, again, these are just like, I just get excited when I am watching this movie and experiencing all these little moments that I look forward to.
Yeah.
For a first-time director and all the other guys that weren't allowed to be on it, they were all kind of new. It felt like there was a lot of solid, good filmmaking in this movie. Like, totally, everything went where my brain expected it to, from a visual standpoint. Like, all the camera movements were nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I could pick apart about it.
And you bring that up, but one of the things that I think really affects Return of the Living Dead 2 and 3 is the filmmaking is actually kind of bad.
The cinematography. I mean, I would say it's not even cinematography. You're right.
It's not, and
it's
even
like shot on video or something.
And it's not even not even the cinematography, the lighting and all that kind of stuff. It's actually like some of the camera movements are bad. And I was like, I was distracted, especially 2. There was some
Mhm.
in 3 that were like kind of weird and shaky, and like it was strange. But
Yeah.
coming off of the original Return of the Living Dead, it's very much like Dan O'Bannon knew what movie he was making, and it's
Yeah.
in terms of the filmmaking, it's very tight. Everything
Yeah.
is like very decisive. Even just that like tracking shot of the punkers the first time we meet them across that like
Oh, that was a
graffitied
great
wall.
shot.
It's a great
Oh
shot.
yeah.
Great shot.
And we
Awesome.
get all of our core punks sort of together. We get the vibe of everybody in that group. Great, wonderful tracking
Mm,
shot, like just like a nice, like kinetic energy taking us through all of that
yeah.
stuff. Like maybe it sounds, like easy or obvious, but those little
Mm,
things, they, somebody had to make a decision to make that the shot,
yeah.
because it could have just been them standing around, right? And
Hmm.
it's all
Yeah.
those little decisions that, yeah, they just really keep the energy going, and I love the way this movie looks.
There's a lot of great humor in the editing as well. Like they're keeping it really tight with the dialogue of the punks, and I even wrote down one of my favorite early scenes is when they pull up to the Uneeda building, and the one character's like, "What a hideous, awful place!" Smash
Yeah,
cut to the building, and it's just do I keep why does that keep happening when I talk?
yeah.
It smash
We
cuts to just the warehouse, and it's like it's just an innocuous plain building, and
yeah,
then it cuts to trash, and she's like, "I like it. It's a state," and it's so weird and fun,
yeah.
and yeah, that's like establishes early on these are kind of ridiculous punk characters, and that cutting really makes it happen. I think.
Yeah, I love in the scene when they're walking that we were just talking about. There's that great line of dialogue like, "Oh yeah, Freddie got a job. Ah, what a dick!" Like
Yeah,
they're mad at their friend
yeah,
because he got a job. Like, oh man,
absolutely.
classic punk attitude. They just want
I
to
like when
Yeah,
party,
she goes,
man.
"Is
yeah,
that Freddie walking down the path over there?" He's like, "Why would that be Freddie?" But of course, it is Freddie.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
I
Yeah,
think
Yeah.
I think he says I think he says no. I think he's like, no, that's not Freddie. Why would it be Freddie?
Exactly. But meanwhile, of
Yeah,
course, it's Freddie. Yeah.
it's so funny.
yeah.
Do you know, Brandon, since you did your research, this was obviously shot in LA, all of the shots that said
Yeah,
East Coast, whatever, Pacific, whatever, Eastern time zone, that was
yeah.
downtown Los Angeles. Do we know where the Uneeda was or where the cemetery was supposed to be? It looked like they built it on a
Yeah,
real cul-de-sac to me.
yeah. Well, on our Blu-ray here, our Scream Factory Blu-ray, as well as on YouTube, past and future guest Sean Cunningham, Malfunct
Oh, excuse
Sean,
me.
Horror's Hollowed Ground. He has done the Return of the Living Dead filming locations, and
Awesome.
he you can after this episode, I'll be sure to link Sean's video of the filming locations in the description below. But yes, he
Yeah.
has the Uneeda Medical
Awesome.
Warehouse, which is right next to a cul-de-sac, which is a parking lot, and they built the fake cemetery gates across there.
Yeah.
In fact, in the commentary on the movie, that the actors, they talk about how, and in Sean's video you can see it. There was train tracks right behind the Uneeda Medical Center and this parking lot where they built the cemetery. And
Right.
I haven't actually been able to catch it, but at one of the shots of the like a wide shot of the cemetery gates, apparently in the background you can see a train going by. I
Oh,
haven't
no
been able to
way.
catch it,
Wow.
but yeah, the actors
Hmm.
talk about it, and Sean even mentions it in his location video. But
We'll
yeah,
definitely double check
he
that.
goes to the Uneeda. He even goes to, so the exterior of the cemetery gates are obviously for story reasons right next to the Uneeda Medical Supply. But
Yes.
when they open the gates and get into the graveyard, it jump cuts to another place in LA, which at the time was a big olive grove that they turned into the cemetery. Um, Rented all the tombstones from Universal, like the on the commentary, he talks about how they rented all of the grave and tombstones from Universal, which included some of the ones that have been in their prop rental house since the Universal Monsters days.
Sure.
So some of the gravestones in Return of the Living Dead actually have connections to Frankenstein and Dracula that were just still being circulated through the prop and
the
set
Mummy,
deck
the Wolfman.
department.
Yeah, that's so cool. So cool.
Those original. Sean covers all of those locations in the LA area in his Horrors Hollowed Ground video.
I knew you would know. Thank you, Brandon.
Have we talked about how iconic Tarman is? I know we've talked a little bit about Tarman, but I think he needs his own
his love for brains and his liquid jelly movement was really something.
Yeah.
Like he had some, how Freddy Krueger has that crazy walk that kind of, he has a gait to him. This guy has the same kind of move.
I mean, really amazing performance.
Yes, that is Alan Troutman is the performer of Tarman. He is a Muppet performer. He went on to play Fran in the Jim Henson Dinosaurs TV show. Very important show to me growing up. I love
Fran the mom?
Yes, Fran is the mom.
Yeah.
So he was
no way.
So Tarman is the performer of Fran. He also very short-lived show on Disney Plus. He was the lead animatronic head performer for the show Earth to Ned. Did either of you guys watch the Jim Henson Earth to Ned show on Disney Plus? This was
I didn't hear about that one.
Jim Henson wasn't Jim Henson.
Well, it's a Jim Henson production.
Yeah, I get you.
But it is a full animatronic space alien who has a late night talk show, and he interviews celebrity
right
guests.
Up my alley.
And
that sounds great.
This character, I actually don't remember who voiced the character, but it was so funny, and it was real, like improvised conversation. It was unbelievable. Unfortunately, Earth to Ned was part of the Disney Plus tax write-offs. Same with the Willow TV show, the Jeff Goldblum National Geographic show, that were original content created for the streaming platforms that, because of some sort of tax write-off, they have completely erased them from existence, and you cannot watch them anywhere.
Yeah, it's right. It's again, there's a name for that one too, but it's not so much a tax write-off in that they think that they can write it off as a loss and recoup the dividend, the tax benefits from that, because they don't think they'll make money from it.
And it's essentially it's
they'll get a percentage of their money back on the thing. Exactly. Yes.
If it's destroyed, right? It's
correct. There's that. My friend likes to talk about. Is it Batgirl?
Yes, the $90 million
Warner Brothers that they finished. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now the funny thing is that may come back into play if this Warner Brothers deal goes through.
Totally. And that
because it'll be a different company that could theoretically,
exactly.
Even though it's been written off by one company, it could get picked up by another company.
And it's sort of happened with, there is a Wile E. Coyote movie that was shelved.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it got sold to another distributor. Clearly it wasn't under the same sort of stipulations that the Batgirl movie was under, but that Wile E. Coyote movie is coming out. And so
same thing. Yeah.
I'm going to be there day one to support that film, because it has Will Forte in it, from MacGruber and SNL, one of my favorite people. So I'm going to be there day one to support this Wile E. Coyote movie, because I want to show with my dollars that we want this kind of stuff. We want these weird comedy movies, right? You don't take them away from us. But yes, all that being said, I was such a big fan of this Jim Henson production, Earth to Ned talk show, and Alan Troutman was the lead puppeteer of the Ned character. It was so funny. I loved it so much, and Actually, I think I have an illegal download of the first season on my
I was
computer.
gonna say, can you find it that way, or YouTube, or anything at all?
Yeah, there's probably some clips out now. It's been a couple of years, and
Sure.
but I'm pretty sure I was able to get the first season. I just don't think I was at the time able to get the second season.
The Muppets have tried to do the talk show a few different times, a few different ways now, and it just continues to not work out. And I don't know why, because the Muppets historically are great talk show guests on real talk shows. So like they seem to get the sensibility.
Yeah.
I mean, Kermit was classic on Johnny Carson back in the day. He would guest host the show sometimes,
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
And the 20 what would it be? Like 2014 or whatever. Anyway, the Office style Muppets TV show was all situated around them
doing a late night talk show.
A Miss Piggy late night show.
Yes.
As opposed to their typical variety show. It was I think it was kind of like Up Late with Miss Piggy. I have a coffee mug. I have an Up Late with Miss Piggy coffee mug that I cherish, because it was a very limited amount of product that they actually made, like licensed product that they made when that show was on the air.
I'm excited for the new reboot of the Muppet Show, which I loved with a passion.
Me too. Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah.
Our local hero, Jonathan. Seth Rogen.
That's right.
He's got the Muppets coming out.
Here's hoping. I hope it's good.
I hope it's good. Nicole, used to work with Jason Segel, who I thought did a decent job with his reboot.
Love that movie.
Definitely.
I love that 2011 Muppets movie. I even love the sequel.
I didn't see the sequel, but the Man or a Muppet one was great.
Academy Award winning Man or a Muppet. Yeah. Music by Brett McKenzie of Flight of the Conchords.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That 2011 Muppet movie is incredible. I know Frank Oz doesn't like it, but I think maybe he has other reasons.
Yeah, I would imagine. But he participated in it, didn't he? Oh, those were his voices.
I don't believe he did.
Really?
Yeah, I don't believe he did his characters.
Yeah.
Well, whoever did his characters did a lot better than who normally. I mean, honestly, it was okay, but historically, the Ernies and the Kermits just aren't there without Jim Henson for me. And having grown up with the original real Jim Henson, it's tough. It's tough for me.
Yeah.
I'm missing Muppets 4D just because when I first discovered that only, 10, 15 years ago, I was like, it's really Jim Henson. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
It was an emotional experience because it was like, this is my Kermit. This is the real Kermit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Muppet Vision 3D, which was, sadly is no longer, was the Disneyland and Disney World sort of multi shows a day sort of. It was like a 4D experience. It's a 3D movie, but up in the box, Statler and Waldorf are actual animatronic puppets.
The orchestra was all the penguins.
Yeah, the penguins come up. Sweetums, a full performed character of Sweetums, runs through the auditorium.
Yeah,
it is the
last job.
Muppet Vision 3D is the last official Muppets project that Jim Henson worked on, and it's the last Kermit performance, I believe. And so that was the big sort of controversy. We lost Muppet Vision 3D in Disneyland many, many years ago, but it had a very long life in Walt Disney World in Florida. And just this past year,
how many years ago did it leave Disneyland?
It probably left about 10 years ago. Long time ago, maybe longer.
That can't be. Really?
Yeah, it's been gone for a long time.
It was still there when they moved Tron in, and then when Tron took over, like Tron, I guess, came in temporarily, and it was like a thing. And then I think it eventually took over the whole building. But I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah, wow. Disneyland lost it a long time ago, but up until last year, it was still in Disney World. And the big fan outcry was that this is the final Jim Henson Kermit performance. Like, you have to preserve it. Now, Disney did say that they are planning to do something else with it. I haven't heard anything in a while. people just want it on Disney Plus, right? Like you
I
can
was gonna
watch,
say, just put it out digitally so we can buy it or download it somewhere.
and you can watch it on YouTube. People have filmed it, but the problem is that it's a 3D movie. So anything you're
Right.
filming with your camera has the two
Not
layers
polarized.
of exactly the imagery on it. So it appears blurry. But what people want is, even if it's not 3D, they just want a version of it that they can access to see that final Jim Henson project, right?
Right.
I think it was probably his last Kermit, as I recall. I mean, I remember when he died because I'm fucking old. But wasn't he still doing the Jim Henson Hour? I think was on at that time, which was a primetime show that he had for a bit. And I thought it even went on for a little bit after he died. It was like a half and half. There was half. It was an hour show, and the first half was puppets and stuff, and the second half was like a story in another land.
Yeah. Well,
do you remember this at all?
That rings a bell. But for Muppet Vision 3D, I think maybe the correct moniker then is the final Muppets project from Jim Henson, right?
Okay.
Because at that time, Disney owned the Muppets. Disney, still to this day, Disney owns the Muppets. They bought the Muppets from Jim Henson, which is why we stopped seeing Sesame Street characters and stuff crossing over with our Muppets. And other Jim Henson Fraggles and stuff. You know, they couldn't all cross over anymore because Disney now owned all the Muppet characters.
Right.
I'm telling this is the ultimate tangent show, Jonathan. We are here to talk about a horror movie from 1985, and we have talked about Love and Mercy and the Muppets. And this is what this show is. Absolutely love it so much.
All good.
Is there anything else from the plot that we haven't hit? I think we've pretty much hit all of the big moments.
I would like to say that buyout didn't happen until 2004, and what I'm talking about happened in 1990, according to this.
Oh,
the buyout of the Muppets?
Yeah, apparently happened in 2004 from the Disney. I just googled Disney.
I thought it was earlier.
Well, I don't remember.
Who knows
when Muppets?
Who knows what AI knows? Maybe it's wrong.
Yeah, when Jim Henson died in like 1990 or 1999, I can't remember.
1990.
1990. Yeah.
One of those days where I cried. There were two celebrities at that time, Jim Henson and John Candy.
Oh
yeah.
Both of them just really affected me because I really wanted to work with both one day.
I gotta watch that John Candy documentary. I hear it's really good. I haven't checked it out yet.
It is good.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah. I got to see it at VIF, Jonathan. They played it at VIF, and so I got to see it in the theater.
Oh, nice.
And I've told this story a couple of times on the show already, so I'll tell it real quick. But one of the coolest things about seeing that documentary in a theater was there's a whole bunch of SCTV footage in the documentary. And it was so cool to be in a room full of people all laughing at classic SCTV bits. Like, I just got goosebumps now. Like, there was something so cool about this group of people all just killing ourselves laughing at classic television bits from that era, right? That you don't get to see in a theater.
No, definitely not. That's awesome. Okay, I will check it out. Yeah,
highly recommend.
Yeah,
it's a feel good. It's a feel good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. Yeah. In regards to Return of the Living Dead, one thing that kind of stuck out to me was in the intro there. They're talking about, hey, did you see that movie? Oh,
yeah.
It must be something on my end, guys, and I apologize. It must be my mic or something. It's like, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, Night of the Living Dead. So that came out in 67?
68.
Right? 1967, I think?
Yeah, 1968.
Okay, 68.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think the difference in filmmaking from 1968 to 1985, where here they are in the 80s, and it's a bunch of like punk rock kids, and they're like, hey, did you ever see this black and white zombie movie? Whereas if they were to make this today, they would effectively be like that span of time. Man. Sorry, guys.
You're all good. If you just keep going with your thought,
am I with you?
Yeah, you come back in, so we'll just listen. So yeah, if they would have made that film today,
okay. So that's only 18 years. So that would be like us being like, hey, did you see that movie from 2007?
Yeah.
Right. It's like, oh, did you check out that original Transformers movie? Wow. Like that's really going back a ways. It doesn't feel like filmmaking has changed in that same way versus the 60s to the 80s. It's like a huge change in terms of just
really in all fairness. Well, but the filmmaking in Night of the Living Dead was the throwback. Like we had color in 1968, and the other and the way it was shot in general is kind of more like it's another time as far as I'm concerned. The clothing.
No, that's true. Yeah,
I do see the point that you're making. It's almost like how like technology innovation compounds on itself, right? And it like as it's like things speed up and get faster when everything is new, but at a certain point it's like we reach a point in like even just talking about like CGI in movies, we kind of reach a point where it's like, yeah, it looks real, like it kind of stagnates, right? Whereas like the innovations in filmmaking between 1968 and 1985, there's still a ton of innovation. And I guess maybe you could say the same thing about 85 to, let's say, 2025, right? There is still lots of innovation that's happening in there, but it does feel like more is happening in the 18 years between 68 and 85 than maybe the next 18 years, right?
Yeah, I don't agree with this only because I think they're using techniques from prior to 1968. It's not apples to apples. The 85 looked like a 1985 movie, but the 68 version does not look like a 1968 movie. It looks like a movie from the 40s.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess in terms of like they didn't shoot the 85 one retro. They shot it present day, whereas the 68 one was kind of shot retro.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
I could be wrong, but that's the take I got on it.
No, yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
I think again we had color,
Right.
Yeah, I think in terms of the black and white, but I do think that the film is contemporary. Like it is 1968, I believe, in Night of the Living Dead, but it is a black and white film. That being said, black and white film was cheaper than color film, and Night of the Living Dead is very much a low budget indie film that cost like I can't remember what it was. I had this information for the Day of the Dead episode, but I think it was like, what did they spend, like $100,000 in total to make that movie, and it made like $60 million or $30 million or something.
Yeah, crazy.
But I believe a big proponent beside artistic decision of the black and white is black and white film at that time was much cheaper.
Right.
Gotcha.
But these are all great points. These are all things that I've never ever thought about.
When does Ed Wood take place?
When does Ed Wood take place? When are those?
The 50s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 50s, like when was Ed Wood directing films? I think in the 50s.
In the 50s.
Yeah.
So I would use the same analogy, like, it's got that look, even though it was made in 1990 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to pull.
When I watch Night of the Living Dead, I don't see 1968 Mad Men. I see I Love Lucy.
Yeah, 1953 is Glenn or Glenda Ed Wood film. I'm trying to just pull other Ed Wood titles, but yeah, so like 50s is the Ed Wood films.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, it's not a point worth belaboring. I was just.
No, it's interesting. Yeah, I see. I can see what you mean for sure. I mean, parts of Night of the Living Dead, aren't they even kind of made to look like a TV broadcast, that kind of a thing, almost like an old newsreel? So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we'll cover that in greater detail when we do a Blockbuster Year 1968, I guess.
There you go.
Oh
yeah.
Can't wait.
We've talked about Tarman. We've talked about the "Do you want a party" skeleton. Send more cops. Half corpse, iconic, super cool scene.
Oh,
The explanation of like.
My aunt had. Oh, sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
Yes.
It froze for me. I'm sorry.
Is Aunt Barb's question related to half corpse, or is it something else?
Separate. I just didn't hear you. Please continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say half corpse is iconic. We sort of learn why the zombies want brains. It helps ease the pain. Dan O'Bannon.
That was odd and beautiful and tragic. Like that was a weird human interaction.
Yeah. Dan O'Bannon in the commentary talks about how his idea for it was endorphins. The endorphins created in your brain, which are like a natural, pain reliever, or that is what the explanation of why they want the brains is for the endorphins. Yeah, that's what he says in the commentary.
Okay,
fair enough.
Does anybody have any thoughts on half corpse? Great effect, super cool.
Yeah, the puppet was pretty obvious with how they were doing it, but I loved it. I loved it.
Well, just that spinal cord like flopping around on the table,
like a tail wagging. Oh,
yes. And again, like it is a simple effect, and you're right. We know how it's done, but
don't care.
Don't care. Totally.
Yep. No. Yeah. Really effective. Really effective.
And that's Tony
the
Gardner.
Humanity in that scene. She's like, because of the pain, the pain of being dead. I can feel my body decompose. Like, oh my god, decomposing.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
So my Aunt Barb did have a question about Freddy's jacket. Does it say "fuck you" on it?
It does say
"fuck you" in the Coca-Cola font.
I don't know about the Coca-Cola font specifically, but it is a "fuck you" in an artistic font. And I could not find a photo of it. I don't even know if a photo of it exists, but they had two jackets while filming the movie. They had Freddy's "fuck you" jacket, which we see in the film, but they knew that this film was going to get sold and played on TV. So they had a second jacket made that says television version.
Amazing.
That's right. I remember reading that in the trivia. Yeah, that's so crazy.
That is genius.
And they talk about it on the commentary. I can't remember if it's the actor's commentary or if it's the Dan O'Bannon commentary. And they came up with that idea, and I think it's hilarious. I think it's so cool. But obviously that means for 1985, there's no digital replacement. They would have to film a sequence for theatrical release and then reset and shoot it all again for the television version. And they said that they did that a couple of times and then realized, you know what, it is not worth it. Let's just leave the main jacket. And either they tried to shoot around it or they just tried to let it, it whizzes by. And he really only wears it at the latter half of the movie. But I so desperately wanted to find a version and have the two photos side by side, but I just don't think on the internet, as far as I could find, nobody has sort of uploaded a TV version of Return of the Living Dead or even screenshots of the television version jacket. But I have seen like fan made photos.
This is just the one from the movie. No, it's just the one from the movie, but I swear it says "fuck you." And you're right, it's not the Coca-Cola font, but it's very similar.
I've seen photos of fan made jackets that say television version on the back, which is awesome. What a deep cut fandom.
Try explaining that to someone. What does your jacket mean? Oh,
yeah. What do you think? This is a fucking costume, man? This is a way of life.
Nice. Oh, that's so good.
I have a feeling when you ask that person what their jacket means, like you've made their day, that they get to explain it. They'd be so psyched to explain it. They'd love it.
If you wear that jacket to Comic-Con, you probably get stopped.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Just look at Clue on the cover of this. Isn't that amazing? Look at that face.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah,
that's the image that, I mean, he's great in the film, but that's the image they choose to represent the film.
That's it.
Interesting choice. I mean,
you see the title right there.
I think he's technically top build. Yeah, he's top build, so I guess it makes sense.
Well, he's the biggest name in it for sure.
I think so.
Pathmark guy.
Yeah.
Hey, James Karen was in Poltergeist 3 years earlier. That's huge, man. You didn't move the bodies, you just moved the headstones.
That's true. Yeah.
I think we've pretty much covered everything in the plot and all the production stuff. Let's just talk.
Do you guys have any idea when I keep saying the Pathmark guy? Do you even know what I mean?
No, I haven't.
I don't actually know.
James, so Pathmark was a grocery store chain, and maybe still is here in the States, and he used to be the spokesman for it throughout the 80s.
Okay.
So I grew up with him going like, shop right, no we save here at Pathmark or whatever.
No way.
That makes so much sense.
I'm gonna look it up.
One of the special features I watched, I can't remember where it was, there was a clip and somebody referenced him being like some sort of spokesperson, and they played like a 2-second clip of his face kind of like smiling with like the black background or whatever the logo was. Kind of
when
like
I say my entire childhood, I mean my entire freaking childhood. He was the spokesman for this freaking grocery store chain.
Wow.
Let's see, I'll pull one up. Where I got one here for you. I don't know. Oh, there it is.
Look through the circular in Sunday's paper for super coupon bonanza savings like these. I have orange juice $1.39. A
Trying to make you big here.
69 cents, and a half gallon of Pathmark premium ice cream $1.39. Come to Pathmark Super Coupon Bonanza, where you're the one who's number one 24 hours a day.
That's hilarious.
So I made like hundreds of those commercials over the years.
I hope I got it in time.
Like that was probably a great gig for him.
Heck yeah. For
spokesperson money is good money.
And you see, he's talking about the specials, so they'd record another one every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, good for him. That's awesome.
Totally.
So Return of the Living Dead was released in theaters August 16th, 1985. It was originally intended to be an October-September release, but the test audiences loved it so much that they pushed it up to August. And what's interesting about the August 16th release date is that it was just 2 weeks before George Romero's Day of the Dead came to theaters.
Wow.
Which actually confused people because, there was lots of people who just thought that, this zombie movie, that's got to be George Romero. So they thought that they were watching the new George Romero. Turns out it was Return of the Living Dead. In fact, in George Romero's book, he specifically calls out Entertainment Tonight for calling the movie George Romero's Return of the Living Dead.
Whoopsie-daisy.
Wow.
And John Russo, the co-writer and creator of the book and the title Return of the Living Dead, and George Romero, they were friends all throughout their lives. They stayed amicable. Their departure from each other was nothing more of like John Russo just said, I'll just go do my own things. You do your own things. And they made that Dead and Living Dead title agreement. But it's still kind of, it pissed George Romero off that even though he tried to do everything, as amicable as possible, it's still like the general public, they just don't really care. They're still going to think any zombie movie is a George Romero zombie movie, especially at that time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Return of the Living Dead opened up number 4 at the box office. The top 5 films of that week: number 1, a film that had come out July 3rd in the summer, Back to the Future, had been
Never
out
heard
for
of
a
it.
couple of weeks. Number 2, speaking of John Candy, was Volunteers. The Tom Hanks, John Candy film was new that week. Number 3, one of my personal favorite films of all time. I think the film that like made me the person I am is Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Had been in theaters for 4 weeks at this point. Number 4, Return of the Living Dead, and then number 5, Year of the Dragon, which is a film starring Mickey Rourke from the director of Heaven's Gate, the film that destroyed a film studio.
Right. Wow.
Return of the Living Dead played. I was just recently. One of my favorite podcasts is Blank Check with Griffin and David, and they have a Patreon, special features. If you support their Patreon, you get bonus episodes, and they are doing the Wizard of Oz universe right now. So they just released their Wizard of Oz 1939 episode. Return of Oz they'll be doing, and then they'll end up getting to the Wicked movies. But they were talking a little bit about this because Heaven's Gate is part of the reason why MGM had to sell off some of its properties, and that's how Warner Brothers ended up with the Wizard of Oz as its property now. No
kidding.
Wow.
In fact, connected to our Explorers episode again, part of the reason why in Explorers there's that very famous shot where they're in the basement and then they pass the Citizen Kane Rosebud sled. That sled was
they're not in the basement, they're at the junkyard, but yeah.
The junkyard. That screen used Rosebud sled was owned by Joe Dante, and the reason he was able to get it is because they were clearing out a whole bunch of RKO property stuff, and all of this was all surrounded around the failure of Heaven's Gate. Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
What year was the failure of Heaven's Gate that you're talking about?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. Because when Paramount shuttered their property and wardrobe building, they sold as much stuff as they could, and then they literally just brought in dumpsters. And we were we were the first ones in that new building when they converted it into offices, which was what the deal was, even though they still called it the property building, and we were the first ones in there. But that would have been like 2005.
1980 was Heaven's Gate, so those subsequent
forever ago. Okay,
are right around that time.
That's amazing that Joe Dante was able to get that in 1980. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
I think he got it in 1984 when they were shooting the movie. Like they were just clearing out stuff because everything was falling apart.
4 years after Heaven's Gate. I see your point.
Yes. Oh, it's all like it's like a domino effect.
Downhill. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I wrote this down. So, like I said, it opened number 4. Return of the Living Dead played for 5 weeks in theaters. Its second week is when Teen Wolf came out. So at that point, now our number 1 and number 2 movies are Back to the Future, and then number 2 is Teen Wolf. So we talked about it in our Teen Wolf episode, but that was a hell of a week for another local hero of ours, Mr. Michael J. Fox. Return of the Living Dead ended up making $14.2 million at the box office off of a $4 million budget. So successful, right?
Yeah. That's great.
Comparatively,
they throw a lot of marketing into it, right?
Yeah. Comparatively, George Romero's Day of the Dead was shot for $3.5 million and went on to make $33 million. So,
really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Granted, majority of those dollars are actually all international because he just had such a love over, like, in Italy. You know, he was connected to the Dario Argento world,
Yeah.
and so those movies did gangbusters over there. Way better. All of the George Romero movies actually did better overseas than they did in North America.
No kidding.
Yeah, I had written down here the 2002 MGM DVD release has different music, which we both have. Tarman voice was changed, and Deadbeat Dance by the Damned was replaced for the car driving scene.
Is it strange that Apple has the MGM, the older release? Is it strange?
That is strange. Yeah, I would say that's kind of weird.
I thought so too.
I don't know. I always think about this when it comes to like boutique releases, right? Obviously, Scream Factory has to pay somebody for the license to re-release this film.
Yeah,
but
whoever has whatever studio has the distribution rights.
Well, clearly Orion.
Mine was only HD. It's not 4K. If that helps.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is
interesting.
2016 is my Blu-ray from Scream Factory.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. It's weird that yours is the MGM version in HD.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was no Siskel and Ebert episode on Return of the Living Dead. However, Ebert did review it for the Chicago Tribune. He ended up giving it 3 stars, and I have a quote here from him. Where was it here? I like this quote. This is Roger Ebert from his review. Return is a movie with some nice, droll opening scenes and the obligatory horrible climax. It doesn't make the mistake of Day of the Dead talking too much. It's kind of a sensation machine made out of the usual ingredients, and the real question is whether or not it's done with style. It is. So he liked it. Ebert liked it.
Yeah. And he wrote Return to the Valley of the Dolls.
That's true. I have a feeling, based on Siskel's reaction to Reanimator, that maybe Siskel would have liked this movie. Because it's not incredibly gory.
I actually agree with you. I think there's enough. I think this is done smartly enough and camply enough, and with enough of like, this is all audience service. They know what they're doing. They tell us in the beginning, this is a true story. None of the names have been changed.
I don't know if we brought that up.
And then they cut to like, you need a medical supply, and like obviously it's a joke. The whole thing's a joke. Their tongue is in cheek the whole time. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Brandon, I just want to say we think alike, because I wrote that same quote down right here.
The Ebert quote?
The Ebert quote. Yeah. I wrote it down because I was like, I want to share that. It's a great little review, I thought.
It's
the movie is really stylish.
Yes, totally. And I love I'm not the biggest Siskel and Ebert fan. Sometimes I think they're way too harsh on things, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, you get it. That's why you're a critic, right? This should be like schlock. This should be crap. This should be garbage. But there's so much more to it that it's elevated past that. It has plenty of trash in it, it has trash in it, but it is it's elevated and it's fun, and it's a kick-ass movie, and I'm glad that Ebert saw that.
Of all the movies that we've done on this show that I haven't seen yet, this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Wow.
Well, we've had some where I'm like, boy, I'm so glad I don't have to watch that again, and this is one where like I would happily put it on, during a party or something, because it's just funny and background.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm
dying to know what your aunt thought. I'm dying to know.
Well, we'll get to the ratings. Is it time?
Yeah. Well, we have.
We're at the 3-hour mark.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, we are. Wow.
Let's do our ratings, and then I'll read some reviews, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Jay, would you like to go first?
Sure. Let me pull up mine here and go back to my notes.
And I'm so looking forward to this Aunt Barb review.
Well, should I start with hers?
Yeah, give us Aunt Barb's star rating.
Aunt Barb had she gave a rating and a reason, and her rating is 2.5 stars out of 5 stars, and her reason was it was better than a 2-star movie, but she thought it was campy and funny, and she liked all of the tongue-in-cheek stuff, and she thought like it was, we enjoyed it, we laughed our asses off. But she goes, it's better than I thought it would be. She goes, but it's not like, good.
Yeah.
Also, Brandon, I should bring up some of the ladies we had dinner with last night pointed out that they were watching our To Live and Die in LA episode. Yeah. And they were wishing that they were not watching it live. This was listening to podcast in the car later. She was wishing that she could chime in, or that she could be like some sort of consultant or something, because 2 of these ladies are in the Secret Service.
Oh, wow.
And we were talking quite a bit about the Secret Service that night, about how it used to be the Treasury Department, and then now it's run by Homeland Security. They were there during that transition, etc.
Cool.
So if we ever need a Secret Service consultant for this podcast, they both have volunteered.
That's awesome.
One listens to every single episode, and she was the one that pointed out that I accidentally didn't upload the previous episode to the Spotify.
Yeah, you were telling me that today.
That has been rectified. Sorry for the Spotify and Apple users, but it's up now. And shout out to, I probably shouldn't say their names. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Aunt Barb and friends. We appreciate you watching and listening. It absolutely means the world to us.
Yes, me too. Now, mine.
Jay's star rating.
3 stars.
Yeah.
I honestly almost gave it more, but I just couldn't get there with it. But I found it to be very, very enjoyable. And I don't really do the half stars. Otherwise, I'd say 3.5. I found it to be very enjoyable. It knew what it was doing throughout, which to me is the mark of a good product. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I would totally watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry I paid $14.99 for it today.
Yeah. Although it's only in HD, so hopefully they upgrade you to your 4K at some point.
I hope so, but I hope they don't change the music and the stuff that I like from this one. I enjoyed it. Both Barb and I were like, I told you it had a Rocky Horror vibe. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And by the way, she made that comment about the Rocky Horror too. Like, that's not just me speaking.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think that was the campiness and the knowledge of what it was doing, and like it always knows where it's at.
This movie should be a midnight screening, Rocky Horror, with the audience participation and the shadow cast. That would be so much fun. That would be.
We found ourselves cheering at parts and just applauding at stuff like, that was great. That was great.
Jonathan, you want to hit us with your rating out of 5 stars?
So, and you guys can still hear me okay? I don't want to be cutting out. I'm all good. So, for me, it's got to be like a 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Pretty high up for me. Love it. I watch it every year. I can't go all the way 5 out of 5 just because there's certain little messy moments that I think maybe a more experienced director would have figured out a better solution for. So that one scene with the skull opening up, I think if Dan O'Bannon was a little bit more experienced, he would have been like, you know what, I'm going to redo that shot. Kind of like Spielberg in Jaws, where he knew he wanted one more scare and he got like a little setup in a swimming pool
kind of Fields
kind of thing. Like Dan O'Bannon could have done that. Yeah.
For Ben Gardner's boat.
Yeah. So I think Dan O'Bannon. Yeah.
And Ben Gardner's head, I guess.
Just little things like that where it's like, and you kind of pointed it out, Jay, that final montage of like almost cutting to stock footage of some, I don't know, fire downtown or something like that. Like little moments like that, I think could have been improved. But overall, it's just so much fun, and there's not really anything else that I can think of that's like it necessarily. You know, like it kind of stands alone for tone wise. So for me, that's always I always love films like that where it's like this movie is its own thing, and no one else has really come close to getting that feel again. So
True.
yeah.
Wow, well said. Agreed.
Yeah, that's great. I totally agree with you. I am a solid 4 stars and a heart.
Yes.
I love this movie, and the more I watch it, it's one of those movies. I think this is probably only the 3rd time I've actually watched it. But it's like every time, like I just get so excited. Like I mentioned, those titles and the "Do you want to party?" Like it's such a great moment. Then all the rain comes and they're all running through the mud. Like there are so many things in this movie that I look forward to every single time I watch it. It's just an absolute blast, and it could have been such a worse movie, but it does have all those elements.
Such a worse movie.
Yeah.
If you describe all these pieces to someone, it doesn't sound good. You have to see the art of it all together.
Yeah, it's
agreed.
It's elevated punk horror, right? Yeah. Those
and by the way, I should probably point out the only reason I give it 3 stars is because in this genre, I don't think I would give anything more than 4 stars, and that's going to be like a Poltergeist or something for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I'm not going to give a horror movie 5 stars. It's just not going to get one.
Yeah.
Probably, unless something blows me away.
We're all pretty close. Like we kind of all kind of on a spectrum here. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. A
like
2.5,
with
a
Roger
3,
Ebert
a
on the
4,
same
and a 4.5. Yeah, you're right in line with Roger Ebert.
Love
the
it.
very last thing we do on the show is I love Letterboxd. Are you a Letterboxd user, Jonathan?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's great.
I obsess over Letterboxd. I love our Letterboxd year in review just came out. I watched what was it, 290 movies last year. Very proud of that number.
Wow.
Very proud of that number.
That's awesome.
You should
right
be.
on.
Big number, buddy.
That is a large part.
Yeah, that's great.
To this show, because what happens is I watch Return of the Living Dead and then go, well, I gotta watch 2 and 3, or I gotta watch all of the Friday the 13th and all of the Freddy movies, or I gotta watch this documentary. So,
would you? You brought up the makeup effects of Jackass earlier. I'm sorry to turn that off, but would you believe that I was just shutting my phone? Whatever, it doesn't matter. There's a new Jackass coming out. Johnny Knoxville just announced. They shot it over the.
No way.
Yeah. Coming out on June 26th.
What?
In theaters, June 26th.
So exciting.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Wow.
And he's very excited about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Me too.
That's so cool.
Wow.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
I love that last Jackass movie so much. The new cast members.
Me too.
They were so great.
Yeah.
All right. So the last thing we do on the show is one of my favorite things about Letterboxd is people's reviews. I love people's funny, snarky reviews on movies. It brings me so much joy. So I've pulled some reviews of The Return of the Living Dead. VHS Creep says, "You think this is a fucking movie? This is a way of life. 5 stars."
Yeah. Good one.
Ania says, "Why were the zombies so much smarter than the main characters?" 2 stars.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good.
Ali Bug says, "I'm enrolling into film school just so I can write an essay about how this is the best zombie film ever made. 5 stars.
It's probably my favorite so far, that's for sure.
Jordan Beaumont says, "Citizen Kane doesn't have a nude cemetery dance sequence. 5 stars.
I know. I might be disappointed that you told me she's not really. I was convinced. My aunt and I both were very convinced.
Half naked. Technically half naked.
That's what I mean. I was surprised that she wasn't fully naked.
Carrie says, "Sometimes a movie only needs to say 2 things. 1, the government sucks. 2, punks are hot." Heart. No rating. And
Nice.
Chico Butt 89 says, "Will do to chemical spills what Jaws did to water." 3.5 stars.
Ooh, nice.
Like it. That's great.
Well, we did it. 3 hours and 11 minutes. An incredible discussion covering Return of the Living Dead to Paul Dano to the Muppets to Disney World, everything. A treasure trove of information.
Welcome back to the Tangent Show.
Yes. Yeah. Again, I thank you so much, Jonathan, for answering me back and coming and doing the show. Please, everybody, check out his YouTube channel, Paper and Light. It's in the description below. Where else can people find you, Jonathan?
I'm on Instagram. It's like, I think it's Paper and Light Posters on Instagram, and I think those are kind of my two main.
So I don't forget.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, those are kind of my two main platforms: is
Paper
YouTube
and Light,
and then Instagram. Paper and Light Posters.
Is it underscore on Instagram? Paper.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just follow.
That's me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it. Yeah.
And seriously, people, like I cannot express enough. Jonathan's videos are funny. They are entertaining, and there is so much like research involved. The first video that I saw of yours that came across my algorithm was your history of all of the Star Wars theatrical posters. And
that's the first one. Wow. Great.
Actually, technically your Shining poster video came across my algorithm, and then I added it to my watch later, and then it kind of got a little bit buried and I forgot about it. And then your Star Wars one came across, and I was instantly like, oh, I don't care who this guy is. I got to learn this history. And then I was like, oh, this video rules. I had told you,
I like this guy.
In that Star Wars video, you go to a Vancouver record store called Beat Street Records, which is an incredible store in Vancouver. And that's when I was like, oh, not only is this guy's videos great, he's local. Oh man, I gotta reach out to him. So please, people, go and watch Jonathan's videos, subscribe to his channel, because he's doing the Lord's work over there in the movie poster world, teaching me a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for reaching out. It's always great to just talk movies with people. So this has been a joy. Thanks so much for having me. This is great.
Please come back. Please come back.
Yes, please come back.
Will do. Yeah.
Jay Ryan, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, thank you, Brandon. I guess Porsche Life 111 is probably the best place. Late Night Playset is the other show that we usually do from Los Angeles, talk show podcast. We'll be back, in LA at some point during this life. I thought I'd be going 6-8 weeks. It's been over 3 months so far on this tour. So shout out to Mobile One. Thank you. I get, you know what? I just updated my LinkedIn profile. So find me on LinkedIn, I guess, under Jay Ryan.
Nice.
Hey, nice.
And Good Vibes Breakfast Club. I don't know. Oh, you know what I did want to mention is we had Yellow Car washed by Larry Casilla from Ammo NYC while we were here. That doesn't sound like a big deal. It would have been a $6,000 detail if we had to pay for it, but he made a video about it. The video has come out. It's beautiful. It's got.
I love his YouTube channel. Oh,
you do?
They do awesome. They do awesome stuff. I love that channel. It's awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad. He's a friend of ours. So when I saw him in LA, he was like, dude, you got to let me wash your car. My skin is crawling. And I was like, well, I am going to be in Connecticut in a few months. So we put it together.
No
he
way.
did a gorgeous video, which became a tribute to Nicole, my wife, who passed away. And it's really, really awesome. It's up on the Ammo NYC channel, and please check it out because it's really, really good. He put a lot of effort into it, and he didn't charge us a dime. So thanks, Larry.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll add that video to the description as well. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Brandon. I appreciate that. How about you? Where do we find you?
Oh, well, thank you for asking, sir. You can find me on Instagram at BC DeLorean. That's where all of our movie car stuff is. Facebook and TikTok and YouTube for that too. Subscribe to A Blockbuster Year on YouTube here. We do shows normally every Wednesday. We're off for Christmas break. Blockbuster Year on Facebook. Normally we would kind of announce what movie we're doing, but next week Jay and I are planning to do a special episode sort of celebrating our friendship and the life of Adam the Woo, who we mentioned passed away at the beginning of this video. So Jay and I will be together in Florida next week, just doing
very
something.
informal. It's not going to be like a retrospective or something.
Exactly. We just want to talk and celebrate our friend, the guy who put Jay and I together, and as well as some of our other friends. So watch for that. And then the week after that, we will be hopefully back to regular scheduled programming. I've got a guest lined up. We've got a movie lined up, but I will be announcing that on the Instagram closer to the actual show date.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Brandon, did you one other place I went we didn't talk about? Did you see that I went to Lumen while I was on the East Coast?
Okay.
I visited Severance.
I have not watched Severance. I haven't watched Severance yet.
Oh, you have? So the video didn't mean anything to you?
It does mean something to me because
get on that.
I know. I'm a
got to work at Severance. Better check in.
It's very cool. As a pop culture fan, I am aware of all of this stuff. I know I know the filming locations and stuff.
Yeah.
We just didn't have Apple TV for the longest time, and then to be honest, we got Apple TV and we started with Shrinking, which is an incredible show as well on Apple
Excellent
TV.
show. And your mutual friend is going to be on the next season starting later this month.
My mutual friend Michael J. Fox, is that what
Yes.
Yes, my mutual friend Michael J. Fox. Yeah,
that's right.
My co-star.
From your area, your hometown hero.
He's our hometown hero. He's actually my co-star because I am in the Michael J. Fox documentary.
Hometown
hero.
That's
right.
Yeah,
I've worked with him a number of times too. As
really,
you know. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's going to.
You guys are so connected. Nice.
Yes, I'm very, very excited for it. But my wife and I, we will get Severance done. We promise. That's a promise to you, Jonathan, and a promise to you, Jay.
You guys will love it when you do it. No rush.
I'm very.
Oh yeah. Well worth it. Well worth it.
Love Ben Stiller. Huge Ben Stiller fan.
Same.
Well, thank you again, Jonathan. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we get to maybe meet up and hang out one day because I love talking movies with you. It was a total blast.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'd be great.
Jay, I will see you next week. I love you, brother. And
I love you, brother.
Yeah, there's us there in front of the Goonies house in Astoria.
Wow.
With our buddy.
Nice.
That's with Adam.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about that weekend for sure. That was a big important weekend. Well, with that, I am going to say good night. Thank you for everybody who watched. Thank you for everybody who listened. Thank you to Aunt Barb and her friends.
Yeah.
We will see you next week from Florida, and the week after that, we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming. Yep. Take care. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Love you, Adam.
Good night, guys.